What's your backstory? I'm trying to acquire all the pieces of Exodia to summon a god.
Oh. Are they edible?
Probably.
Okay.
They're like those boiled sweets that you can get.
I see. The sweets. Oh, I'm definitely eating
And
that.
that's how it works. You just lick a boiled sweet and stick it to the other one. That's how you make Exodia. Or if you want to go really older, they're all Werther's originals. Alright, so I will do my intro once everybody is here, because we're still missing Infernal. So for now, those of you who haven't, please go ahead and complete your short rest, for those of you who are taking it. Suds, you already took yours, just because we sorted your stuff out for
I
everything.
get 52 health, yes?
Nope. So for your short rest, for those of you who are not as known to this or need a reminder, given I had to remind you about short rests in the first place, you may consume a hit die to roll your hit count, which for Harlan you don't need to, so you don't need to worry. For everybody, that is a D8, with the exception of Cat. You have a D6.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother.
Am I correct in that? Oh no, Jamie, new Jamie, yours is a D10.
Yes, I thought. I was like, what are you on about?
D10 is the green one. You had the right dice the first time.
Oh,
I said the wrong one.
we'll go with what I just rolled then, because that's good.
And mine is also different than everybody else's.
So yours is 10 plus your con modifier.
Yes.
We put your con modifier in extra health.
Oh my, that's good.
I did attempt to page him.
He
didn't end it. He didn't end it early, so
Swank majank crank.
I don't know if I have to page him again.
Hold on, let me hold on. I'm just gone AFK.
I mean, he's still on.
He's playing Lost Ark.
Yeah, he's playing Lost Ark right now.
Yo, can you tell Infernal he's late for D&D? D&D, please.
I obviously presume that
I'm messaging his overlord, also known as the person who has his phone number. So he's either asleep.
I really wonder what these people think of what we do with our lives.
Yeah, fair.
I don't know. He knows that I turn around to him and I say, "Yo, Infernal's not responding. Message him for me, please." And he's like, "Yeah, I got you." He knows. He knows what it's like. It's fine. Well, we're missing Infernal, but
I've infected another.
I'm now gonna have to watch that. Thanks.
So, who's used up some hit dice, and how many have you used, just for reference?
I used both of mine.
You used both of yours? Yep, we did yours before. You, Jamie?
No, that I only used one. So
you only used one? Jamie?
I didn't use any, because, like, 1 hit point missing.
Okay, fair enough. Infernal's not here.
He's gonna need him.
And Simon?
I used one.
You used one. Okay, so we're just going to wait on Infernal.
I continue to be just as swole and perfect as ever.
Yeah, well, I had to do your job, so...
It's not my fault you were eaten by rats.
It is your fault. You weren't tanking.
I objectively was right there. It's entirely the rat's choice as to who they eat.
Actually, no. You weren't protecting your friend.
I'll be honest, I met you like a couple hours ago.
I'm talking about the horse thing.
She's fine. She smashed a rat.
He was not protecting the horse thing in the slightest. Just to clear that up.
Character builds character.
Should I just roll for Infernal? Because I know he's got, like, no hit points.
No.
Yeah,
right.
he's probably gonna use his, anyways. I don't know if he's gonna use one or two though.
Okay.
He can only use one because he used
one already on his. Yeah, he used one on his Omen earlier.
Oh.
He used it on the Omen of Agony, so he's only got one hit die that he can use, and
Oh,
he's on
well.
single-digit hit points out of double-digit max. So
I mean, he would probably use it. So
You know what? I'm not going to force use it. I'm going to tell him, or someone tell him to take his short rest if he needs to once he joins. If I'm in the middle of the intro, because we've waited long enough. He's had his chance. He's just being slow. So, are you all sitting comfortably?
define sitting.
Yeah.
No. Okay, fine. I see how it is. In which case, let us begin. Welcome back, everyone. I've given the dice their money after last session, so it should be back to normal now. But let's get a quick reminder of what happened, shall we? Last session. Kat, Damien, Kay, Lloyd, Romulus, and Vinny. After acquiring all that you needed in the form of an entrance and motive, or persuasion, to get into the storm siphon, you otherwise delve deeper into your current lead, in hopes of discovering what is to come. With a mighty sneeze, however, erupting from Romulus's nostrils, the rats were awoken and startled at your presence. But Cat, the rat destroyer, was present, and after viciously murdering the mighty father of 63 Rathu in single combat, the rats fled in terror while the party rested, and a small capsized funeral takes place. You all sit with your backs mostly against the slightly slick brown moss wall here down in the storm siphon. With
You're
the
a
stench
fucking dick, Chris.
with the stench of the otherwise sickly still water and the rat corpses filling the air, as the gritting sound of knife and rat skin meet as Romulus dismantles the mostly intact rats, while the party catches a breath, tending to their wounds, and, if they can keep their food down, taking a small bite to eat in this instance.
Rathu?
If I ever come across this guy, I'm actually going to murder him. Like, not only in session, but in real life too.
Right. Well,
I may have
I'm-
eaten a few of those.
Of
Oh.
Rathu's children, yeah.
Yes, I will be taking this opportunity to prepare as many of them as I can for either immediate cooking or appropriate storage.
Okay. So taking rat skins and rat meat then is your main focus, is it?
Indeed.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a survival check then, please. Can't remember if you rolled one last time. If you did, then we'll find out in a minute.
I
You add it
do
to
not
inventory.
remember it. Well, that is a 6 plus a 3, a 9.
Okay. Otherwise, looking around here, a lot of the rats are mostly like bisected or otherwise very roughly torn apart. The ones which were around Vinny and yourself were otherwise a bit more well handled. The large sweeping strikes otherwise slicing through a large number of rats, severing them, pieing them in two, whichever the option may be. With K, on the other hand, a large majority of them have been torn to shreds, meaning that there isn't as many rats as you would like. And these rat swarms, as much as they are swarms, there still weren't hundreds of them.
Yeah.
With the ones that were killed and are salvageable, that weren't consumed and otherwise are usable in this instance, I'd say you probably get about a dozen rat skins and some rat meat, which when properly cooked and prepared will probably make about 4 days worth of rations if used properly. But it is lean meat, so constantly eating it over long periods of time will cause degenerative effects on your physique and health.
So 4 rat meat rations and 12 rat skins.
Yes, you will have to cook the rat meat rations, so just put uncooked rat meat rations for the time being, just so they don't get mixed in.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll need to be cooked and prepared, so that'll be something you'll need to handle. And then you've got 12 rat skins that are... They're mostly intact. They've been salvaged for what you can do.
Do you want to try and ascribe poundage to these?
It's rat skin. I'll say like half a pound per skin, so just put quantity 12 and then put half pound.
Okey-doke.
Rat meat, they are technically rations still, and this is the main body of the rat, so I'll say each one's about a pound.
Alright. Lovely.
Hmm.
Ah, yes. Only another 403 pounds to go until I'm at my optimal weight. Anyhow. Has everyone rested up then?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm good to continue.
I think so.
How are you, Lloyd?
I'm fine.
Glad to hear it. Hey, do you want to give me all your money?
No.
Worth a try. Moving
I
on.
don't have that much.
Jokes aside, where are we heading next? Deeper into the sewers, or?
Well, I mean, we have a designated leader for the day, providing that she's recovered from the mayhem that ensued only 2 minutes ago.
Well, actually, it was probably about half hour ago, but
Oh, you know.
Yeah, half hour ago, given the short rest at
I
this point.
shortened the short
Which,
rest.
speaking of which, as this is beginning to happen, Cat, your horn is beginning to fizzle as it's reaching the end of its duration for the light cantrip,
nah. Would you look
which
at
does
that?
mean it will go out.
Say goodbye to the light, guys.
Goodbye
Lloyd
to
is
the
carrying
light.
his lantern.
I
It
can't-
is a conical shape. It is a hooded lantern, so
I can't remember how many charges this has got.
1.
It is just the one, isn't it? Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, because it's the even though it's a cantrip, it was the first enchantment you made.
Yeah.
So
That's cool. Right. Well, that's that. So, but in all fairness, while we're down here, it would make sense to proceed forward. But do we know what direction we're going to be going in?
From what I remember last time, we were trying to aim for the distillery, which is around about here. So I think we've got to turn left, which was the way you were going before Romulus sneezed and awoke the hordes.
yeah, you don't know roughly where you are, but you entered in here. You've travelled somewhere between this one and this one, and you've now reached a left turn.
Welcome, Infernal.
You have a choice in your T direction. You can either go straight on, which should in theory lead to this one, or you can take a left turn wherever that may be.
Well, we can either proceed to the heart of the city, town thing, or we can go to the distillery. Now we should bear in mind that there are slimes in this water potentially, and we can't see them.
This suggests that at least there must be something down here that is connected to these slimes.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, I suggest we go deeper.
Alright, I guess we're continuing forward then.
I will take the lead.
So, just to be correct, which direction are you headed?
Let's have a
Are
vote.
you heading? Are you heading?
Towards
Okay,
this
were you
one.
heading straight forward, which you in theory should lead to here, or are you taking the left turn, which in theory would lead to anywhere in this direction?
That's where the most of the attacks have been, right?
It looks
Straight forward, you mean?
No, to the left.
To the left leads you to the area just below the hospice and what
Mhm.
looks to be and the distillery and one of the attacks. Oh, and there's also been two burned buildings over here, one of which is the distillery, the hospice, and another attack.
Is there like a key for these? Because I think I'm getting very confused about what is
Red,
what.
red is attacked, blue is manhole, and yellow is burned building.
Okay.
But the
So
buildings
looking
were
for-
burnt because they were completely overrun, right?
Yes,
yeah,
correct.
These, yeah.
So
And
we-
the first attacks were where?
The first attacks, just in general.
Mhm.
The first attacks were in the general area around here. There wasn't
Then-
a particular marker on the first ones that happened. They were scattered around, and then they became a bit denser around this area, and then it came this area. Then they discovered burning or buildings that needed to be burned.
Okay. I'd say left then, because that brings us closer towards ways to get to these places around here. I feel like that's more likely to have. creatures that we'd want to kill.
Chris,
I'll
did
be right
you,
back real quick.
did you roll a dice for Infernal?
No.
No,
said
I
he was
haven't.
gonna
He's
leave
told.
it.
He's asked
yeah,
me to roll a d8 for him, so I'm assuming that's for
That is true. I will do that, but Infernal, you know what I'm like. You know I don't like it when people are playing other games and then they're just deciding not to.
I'm not
Not
playing
to
the other game. I'm just having it open in the background because I don't want to get DC and wait 1.5 hours in queue time again.
Mm,
I'm watching the stream.
okay. You got a 5 plus your con mod to add to your health, so that should put you up by 7, putting you to 12.
Cool.
Okay. So
Well,
continue.
regardless, it's a good place to have a look at least.
So we're gonna head left. Left then.
Indeed.
By the way, remind me, Chris, there's no human access points anymore. Are there like storm drains or anything?
There are storm drains, yes, and the one that you went to was a storm drain, effectively.
Okay.
So it was. So for visual representation, it was, instead of it was a round manhole cover, and the top of it had 2 slits in it on either side where water could funnel in on either side of the manhole cover and then down into what was below, allowing it to basically run inwards and then into the main gully or channel that ran through the storm siphon. The only way to get, but the outside of the actual manhole cover itself was fused. That's why when the explosion went off, the top of the ladder was completely bent and wrought out of shape.
Yeah. But that's how we assume the slimes are getting in and out of the sewer.
It's possible. You don't know how fluid they can be, but assuming that they could be the minimal fluid that they possibly could be, you're looking at only a few millimeters would be enough. Which there'd be plenty of room on either side of a storm drain.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just thinking if we find another storm drain, that could be a good place to look for tracks. Since we tried tracking them before, but didn't find anything.
Okay.
Anyway,
So shall we head off?
I think we agreed that we had left.
Yeah, left.
Traveling down the left way, in other words, continuing on in that particular direction. You continue down for a short while before you watch as Cat's horn just fizzles and fades. The light on it is now gone. Lloyd, it is now only your lantern illuminating the way forward. And currently, with the particular marching order you guys were still in, I believe, you're in the middle of the pack, meaning the people behind you currently can't see.
Who's at the back?
Can I pass
believe
my
it
lantern
was
to the...
It was Kay, Cat, Romulus, Vinny, Lloyd, and then you. It's actually just be you who can't see at the moment.
Just me who can't.
Yeah, correct.
I'll pass the thing to Damien. Here, you use this. I think it might have also been the reason I got attacked earlier.
Oh, thanks.
So yeah, you hold this.
Seems fine. I'll take up the rear and take up the attacks. That sounds good.
Hey Romulus, have you got a torch?
I do not appear to have one available.
How much light does everyone need? Because I have a light solution that works for me, but... well, my eyes are better than some people's.
I think some light would be helpful.
I mean, I was gonna say I can actually have a torch myself, and then the lantern could be passed further back, or I could just hold the torch myself.
Wait, did I put things in the backpack?
Well, how does this work for everyone? Vinny is going to take out a set of button pipes and play a short tune on them, and 4 little lights spring into existence.
Okay. You watch as he
Sounds and lights.
Okay. You watch as he plays kind of from the bone flute. You watch as where he presses his fingers onto various holes and creates the different tune. As he lifts his finger off, you watch as these small lights leave one of each of the 4 holes and float outwards, and kind of in a wave fashion float out and beyond, just kind of floating nearby. you are now concentrating on this for a note.
Yep.
Something else that I actually want to ask: who's leading this? Is it still Kay?
I will be taking the lead.
Okay. In which case, Romulus, do you wish to pick the left path or the right path for traveling down? This is or which side of the cavern or the tunnel, more accurately? Because this will matter.
To be precise, which direction are we coming from?
You came from this direction, and then you wandered up here, and then you had the choice of taking the left or the right path. You then had your combat, and then you rested around this area. So it's up to you whether you want to go down this side or this side.
Where, and remind me of our exact current location on the map. It's around here-ish.
Your current location is somewhere between these 2 points, so anywhere on that white line. You don't quite know where, though.
In that case, I'd be looking at the bottom one.
Bottom one?
Yep.
Good to know. Thank you.
If I've just got us all eaten by a dragon, I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Nothing that serious. Okay. Continuing on this path, you travel through, you can hear kind of the low running of water as it is beginning to travel, not in the direction that you came from, but in the direction that you're headed, suggesting that it's going ever so slightly downhill. It continues kind of flowing past these otherwise large masses covered in these just balls of fungus and otherwise large plants that are just growing up from the debris and the absolute horrible reek of mass that just fills the dried sections of the of down here. And where this may have once been cleaned, it has since covered over with kind of dead vegetation and various recycled matter from whatever may have lived down here. You continue on your way for some time. Is there anything any of you wish to do?
I'm sorry, I just got back. What happened?
You are currently carrying down the corridor still, after taking your turn at the junction.
Oh.
I'm going to take a couple of samples as we go along and put them in the jars. Of anything like mushrooms, some of the flora that's down here.
The water, perhaps?
I ain't go near that water, I know what potentially is in there.
It's like, that's your job, Romulus.
Yeah, Romulus,
Alright,
you've got...
I will take some vials of the water.
Okay. Are you going down into the water, or are you scooping some up?
I'm scooping some up. I'm not going into the water. Jesus.
I'll make sure one of the dancing lights is near you, so you have as much visibility as possible.
I could have used Mage Hand, but I thought I'd let you go down there.
You're so helpful. Thank you.
I know. Right?
Yeah, I know. Cat the Rat Destroyer. How useful
Not
is
the
she?
Rat Destroyer.
Okay. I would like both of you to roll me survival checks then, please, as you are collecting samples.
This is to see whether I survive or not.
Just keels over from...
Oh no! I hurt my back! Uh-oh.
4.
No, he does
5.
the monster hunt. He does the monster hunter test where he scoops some off, sniffs it, and then licks a bit and puts it in the vial.
Tastes like clam.
Delectable.
Absolutely delectable. Well, this would make an excellent seasoning.
So, collecting the water. You otherwise kind of scooped out. You kind of lean down, scoop a bit of it up, and as you otherwise kind of peel it back up, the water itself is mostly clear with a little bit of murk in it, only a slight amount. And as you kind of note that and you begin to look down, you note that the majority of what's giving this water its color seems to be moss and algae that's otherwise kind of built up on the underside of each of these tunnels. Potentially during dry seasons, it just builds up and then mulches, and then it isn't swept away when the rain waters come through. You know, the last time it rained, it was quite a while ago, maybe 4 days ago at most. But it's still quite wet down here, meaning a lot of water seems to drain into these particular areas. And survival-wise, it's interesting kind of seeing the ecosystem that is down here, because it doesn't seem harmful. and the water just seems to be like regular water, even if it does smell slightly odd and does seem to be picking up more of that mulch and dirt as it does move downstream, wherever that would lead. Cat, what did you get?
5.
5. You kind of haphazardly looking over each of these, you just go, oh, okay, mushroom, pick, snapping it off the wall, kind of shoving it in a jar. You kind of see the fungi down in the water below. Using mage hand, you pick them up, you kind of take them with your hand, and you put them in jars, taking off small trimmings with a knife. You see one particularly interesting one, what looks to be almost kind of this, almost an oily cap of some form, fungus, and as you always kind of reach up and pick it, you take a small sample of it, and your fingers begin to go numb and tingly.
Huh. That can't be good. That must be cold. Is it cold? Does it feel cold?
It's surprisingly warm down here.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the person who I know I trusted with my berry escapade. Romulus, this mushroom has made my fingers go weird.
She just comes over to you and holds up the mushroom in her hands still.
Oh. How the fuck do I deal with this?
I don't know. You fixed the
Go
berry
ahead
problem.
and roll me. Go ahead and roll me a nature check.
Right, my last one was 17. In case that didn't make that
No.
clear enough.
That's the survival, so that will be for if this is edible. Nature check will tell you any hazardous effects.
This is a 6 plus probably 1, 7.
Survival-wise, you haven't seen anything like it before where you've come from. Looking at it from this instance, it lives down here. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, you don't know. You don't know where it was picked, and you look around and you can't seem to see any clusters of it anywhere either. It seems to be a standalone mushroom.
Probably poisonous. Put it in a jar and seal it up and wash your hands.
What, in the sewer water?
No, the water from your water skin.
Okay. Right. I'm gonna put that in a jar and try and wash my hands.
I hand over a bit of mint leaf, to use as just to get rid of the smell.
Okay. You
Fumigation of mushrooms. Is that what I heard?
You heard mushrooms, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do what I've been wanting to do, and I'm gonna pick up a mushroom, the closest mushroom I can find to me.
Go ahead and roll me a d4.
A D4. Okay.
Yeah.
A 4.
4. Okay. You see what looks to be kind of this almost wall cap of some form, kind of a bright yellowish color sticking to the wall with like tints of green on the overside, and you can see almost like tiny lumps on the underside of each of the ridges.
Huh. This is my mushroom now. I'm grabbing the mushroom.
Okay. You grab the mushroom, just kind of snap it off the wall. It's quite dry, a little bit crumbly.
Go sniff it. How does it smell?
Go ahead and roll me a perception check. Actually, no, I'll make this a constitution check.
A constitution check.
Yeah. Given the environment, this isn't. You know that it's there, so this is a smell for identification, I'd say.
That is a 7.
Okay. You sniff it. Doesn't smell of anything in particular. There's no bad things about it, it would seem.
Well, time to taste test it. Gonna nibble it.
You take a nibble, you just kind of snap a bit off and bite it. Imagine it's like a sponge texture. It's quite dry. A lot of the moisture that was in your mouth is now going away, as it seems to be absorbing quite a lot of it. And it's a little bit tough. Almost a little bit rubbery.
Might be useful later. I'm gonna put it in my bag.
Okay. Good to know. Now,
I'm wondering what the hold up is at the back, just holding a lantern, very
Yeah.
confused.
don't need to worry about me being in your character sheet at the moment. In fact, Suds, do not worry.
Huh?
Don't worry about me being in your character sheet.
Uh,
Okay, good to know.
what?
Nothing to worry about. Don't mind me. Okay.
What's holding it up?
Mushrooms.
Okay. I'm slightly concerned about anything maybe behind us. So, be helpful if you could keep moving.
Okay.
Not overly keen on mycology.
What are my fingers feeling like after I've washed them?
You wash your fingers off with what water you can, and you otherwise kind of rub them together and begin to kind of wash them off as best you can. You watch as the surface layer of your skin begins to pop almost, and you see that layers of your skin, almost like very small blisters. But as you rub them, like the surface skin just kind of rubs off, and there's almost this ring of where the skin was as you rub it off. And you almost immediately begin to worry, and as Romulus hands you the mint leaves, and you otherwise begin to kind of, as you hold them in your hands, there is an ever so faint stinging sensation.
I'll have to keep an eye on that.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, you should probably get that looked at by an actual professional.
Professional? Look at stuff? Dr. K's on the case.
Damien, do you want to look?
What's happened?
The mushrooms kind of made my skin pop and blister and rings. I don't imagine it's good.
We do need the light source at the back, if that's okay, Vinny, whilst I move forward and have a look.
Yep, I will do what I can.
Okay, I guess I'm going to move up and have a look at Cat's hand.
Okay. You otherwise take a few steps forward and kind of handing the lantern back off to Lloyd so that he can hold it, or using it for your own light source, whichever you choose. The dancing lights float past, you kind of shuffle past everyone, and you move up to Cat's hands, and you can see that there's kind of these small bits where the skin has peeled back and almost fallen off in flakes. Go ahead and roll me a medicine check. This might be something you would have come across previously.
It's a 6.
Okay. Looking at it, this isn't an ailment you've ever had to deal with before. Given where you came from, isn't something that you probably handled yourself personally. It doesn't seem to have done any significant damage. It may have been some form of light reaction or an allergic reaction at most. There seems to be a light redness to the skin, but it's not massive. It doesn't look like the infected above. I'd say with the 6, that's the only thing that you do get from this, that it doesn't look like the infection people are getting above. So it's not that disease, but you do note that whatever this is has had a reaction to her skin and hands.
I wouldn't touch any more of those if I were you, but I think you might be okay, but it's something I'm not familiar with.
Okay, well, just to clear it up, it's this thing, and I'll show him the thing in the jar. That one. Don't touch that.
Are you proficient with nature?
Who, me?
No, Damien.
No, but I can still roll for it.
Go ahead and roll with disadvantage, I'll say, because I know you're proficient in medicine, so we'll say this is disadvantage here. You don't know what the cause is, but now that you've seen the object, I'll say this will probably be a different type.
Does it help
It's
if I'm
7.
proficient with nature?
In this instance, this wouldn't be something you've come across before.
So yeah, 7.
Looks
7?
tasty.
Yeah.
You don't know. It doesn't look like anything you've seen before. It's kind of this oily green cap of some form with kind of these brown spots in places.
Yeah. I can identify it positively as a mushroom cap.
Okay, well, just don't touch it.
Well, good. Okay, I recommend you don't either.
I don't plan to. It's in the jar now. That's where it can stay. It's now jar mushroom.
I'm glad to hear about
I'm
it.
gonna call him Mort.
That's probably not a very good name to tempt fate.
Monty.
Yes, good. That's better. Yeah, like that.
Cool. Monty the mushroom.
It's even got a cap, so we could call it the full Monty.
Oh, God. Yep. Fair. Okay, well, shall we carry on?
Mm-hmm.
Rightio.
I'll return to station at the back.
Okay.
Yeah, as we're moving, I will do what I can to keep an eye out for anything that might be hostile in the area from the middle.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Ooh.
This is just a Vinny.
Ooh.
That was close. Nice.
Yeah. Perception, that is 19.
19. You otherwise kind of keeping an eye out as your party begins to otherwise wander off and forward. You kind of take a quick stop count, making sure to kind of move your dancing lights appropriately as you see Kay kind of secretly just kind of nabbing a bunch of mushrooms from the air and just stuffing them into a side pouch. Before you watch as he kind of falls in. No one else seems to notice. You're the only one who sees this. But you continue on your path down the tunnel here, keeping an eye out and inspecting the area as you do. As you do continue for some time, you begin to hear, I'll say, with this for you, Vinny, you begin to hear the sound of ever so faint running water. Louder than the water you have here, where it's kind of gently flowing. It sounds more like an actual run or a gush of water.
Okay, sounds like we're getting somewhere then.
Hmm?
Seems that the water is getting louder.
It is.
I mean, it's getting closer to where it's running.
Okay.
That
Maybe an exit?
Well,
or an
Maybe.
entrance.
Which way's the water running in the bit that we're walking through? Is that like sort of down the way we're going, or the opposite direction back where
Down
we
the
The
way
way,
we're going,
the
yeah.
way you're going.
Okay, so probably more likely to be an exit.
maybe it's an overflow or something.
I mean, you say that. We're in a magical world where minotaurs, centaurs, and whatever the fuck Laloides exist. You know, I mean, who knows? It could not be an exit at all. The water could just come down here, have a dance, and then go along its way.
Ah, water elementals.
Exactly.
Ah, I know about that.
I got that tile.
Of course you do.
What, the dancing water
There you
elemental?
go. Oh, no, that's a water weird. Never mind. Hold up.
No, please throw that at us.
There you go. There's a water elemental. Oh, I might use him later. I'll put him there for now. There you go. My pet water elemental to be thrown in at the DM's convenience. So,
Where did it get the net?
but we're in a desert, Chris. Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah. People tried
So-
to fish in the desert. Didn't go very well.
They pulled up a water elemental. So, you otherwise continue down for a little bit longer, trudging down the path, renewing the light source every now and then, keeping an eye out as you do, as from where you currently stand, keeping an eye out from here, Vinny, you see up ahead what looks to be another crossway of some form, although this time it looks to be more of an actual crossroads. And I just need to do a quick jig around of where stuff goes, because you're coming from a different direction than I intended.
You're welcome.
Oh,
Is that a good thing, or is it a bad thing?
It's
we
not
are
necessarily
so
always-
dead.
It's not all.
We're
it's not always a bad thing.
It's combat.
So-
It doesn't seem good.
So, from this particular direction, in the marching order that you have, I'd say Romulus, you come up to here, and with the lantern being held by Damien in the back and it extending about 30 feet, you can probably see up to about here in front of you. So you can't actually see anything up ahead. Whereas those of you with dark vision, in this instance, Vinny, you can see quite clearly ahead that it leads up to this crossroad, and I'd say Kay, you can probably also see about the same, given the light sources at the back. There is light sources around Vinny and kind of encompassing the party, but they aren't bright. They simply help those without dark vision see what's around them.
Quick question. What's
Mhm.
this right here?
That is a lantern holder. You've seen a few of them on the way past, and you can see they used to be old places where crystals would have been lodged, but you see that they are otherwise vacant of any crystal. Either removed when the last people came in for the last clean, and they just removed them and got rid of them,
Or
or
eaten
they've
by
destroyed or
rats?
eaten, you don't know. It looks like there's no debris underneath, so it looks like they were removed in this instance.
We'll find one glowing rat somewhere.
No. It's a good point to note, though, that there are there are lanterns that hang along the walls here, but they don't have any like slots, or they have slots in them, but they don't have anything inside of them that's producing light.
So we need something flammable to put in them.
No, these are crystal lights. You'd otherwise
Create light.
unsocket the crystal from the lantern and you'd socket it in.
Okay, but could we shove something flammable in there, set it on fire, and that would work?
It's made of metal. In this instance, it doesn't have anything flammable for catching. It would literally just be you put a torch in there and hope that it doesn't fall out.
I was just thinking that there's some roots there that we could try setting alight.
You
Probably
could.
gonna be rats.
Hmm.
Probably.
Yeah, just take a
Rat-
rat that's on fire and shove it in there. That
Rats are
rat destroyer
flammable.
would think
Rat
about
candle.
Yep.
I know, right? The rat destroyer thinks of all ways to
that.
destroy rats.
Rat candle. Just cut the tail off and just like straighten it out into a candle and just stick it on the table.
Oh my god.
Oh, the tail's the wick.
Tails of the wick. Oh, this is terrible.
Oh, you're giving me so many good ideas.
This makes me feel uncomfortable.
You
Look, don't
both.
worry. It's fine. You just have to get over the fact that I'm having the same face as you. I did it for beef. It's delicious.
So,
Alright.
you see the crossroads up ahead. I'll say also, those of you with dark vision, so Kay and Vinny, you can also see that there seems to be the signs of another bridge leading across. You do not see one on the other side, so well done, Romulus.
I was a clever cookie. Meh. Right. I will be taking this opportunity to go forwards.
Alright. Do you want me to send some light forward? Make
That
you have as
would
much
be
visibility as possible.
helpful.
Moving forward, so you get to about here before things begin to get interesting. Romulus, you begin to hear the sounds of more general, like light squeaking and scratching, as you note that there seems to be another nest up ahead. You, as of yet, cannot see around the corner, but Kay, you see across the way what looks to be a humanoid form lying on the ground opposite this particular direction where you're headed.
It's a body.
A body? What, like rat body? Slime? What? What kind of body?
No. Humanoid. Are there any
Can't
defining
see it.
features such as horns or claws or anything?
Not from this distance. You currently can't see it because you can see up to about here. So you can't see it currently. Only Kay is the one who can see it, and from this distance, you can't get a good sight of what you're looking for.
Alright. Kay.
Vinny, I'm going to give you 4 of these, and I'm going to let you place them where you would like to place them. These will otherwise provide general illumination so that I know what people can see in colour and what those who can't see in colour are.
Yes, they provide 10 feet of dim light each.
Yeah, which is enough for colour to be shown for those with any visual type. Yeah, the main source of light is still with Damien at the moment, pointing forward about 30 feet, which is up to about here.
They can be. They can be within 120 feet of me. That's no problem, but they have to be within 20 of each other.
Does that mean that at least one of them has to be within 20 foot of the other, or they all have to be within 20 foot of
Each
all?
one has to be within at least no more than 20 feet of at least one of them.
At least one, yeah. So you can chain them in one long chain down a
Yeah,
corridor
yeah,
like a will-o-wisps, and then just have them like move and disappear as time goes on.
Alright.
Send one down.
So you wouldn't really be able to see around the corner, given the angle you'd be looking at. But that would be fine. Just you can't see around a corner to the dark spot.
Fine, and then
That looks reasonable to sort of cover the area.
Yeah. Looking around and with the dim light, Romulus, you can make out the vague silhouette of a form. Where this is a railing to the edge of the walkway. It's not like a high railing. It's like maybe half a foot railing, just to prevent, or just to allow people to properly climb up and get an actual handhold.
But Chris, how far can I jump?
Oh god.
Oh no.
I think we've had this conversation before, haven't we?
I believe when we did the previous calculations, you can jump about 15 to 18 feet with a proper athletics check. Without an athletics check, I believe we settled on 12 was safe.
Could I do a run up and just hop on over?
Yeah, you can do. Go ahead and roll me an athletics check because this will be, I'm going to say, for a safe landing to not land on the corpse and crush portions of it. So this is just to preserve evidence. So to speak.
Okay, so. Oh, I've been rolling shit this entire session. Hey, 17. That is
Okay.
23 altogether.
Okay, easily enough. Boom, boom. Whoop. You otherwise jump forward, soaring over the edge and cleanly land on the other side, the dancing lights illuminating the area. Things you notice in your immediate area, I will reveal the rest of this corridor, and the rest of this corridor. Things that you immediately notice. The body in humanoid shape seems to be relatively tall, somewhere in kind of the 6 foot, maybe slightly larger range. You can see that they carried what looks to be a torch on them that has since rotted and covered with a little bit of moss and mold. Doesn't look old, though. Doesn't look like this corpse was months or years old. The corpse has been picked clean. There is no flesh on this whatsoever. You can see what looks to be muddied staining on the underside on the stone below, where something has torn away and a little bit of blood or residue has otherwise settled underneath the body and sunk and kind of stained the little bit of dirt covered area around here.
Is there any, like, a direction it seems to have gone in?
I will say go ahead and make me a survival or investigation check. At this point, if the party wishes to move up a little bit, you can. Just note that the nest is here. In this instance, because Romulus jumped this, he is... Let's see, do they alert? The sounds got a little bit louder, but they don't seem to be coming out to play.
They can smell the rat smasher.
I'm going to attempt to sneak past.
Okay, go ahead. I'll say wait for the rest of the party to move up just in case they need to.
16, by the way.
Okay, and that was a which kind of check? Sorry, a survival. I said.
Survival, yeah.
I'm assuming Lloyd wants to move forward.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Lloyd and Damon. Okay, as you move up, stealth check from you, please, Kay.
That is a 16.
16. Okay. Easily enough, you sneak past without seemingly any issue. Vinny.
Cool.
At this instance, I'm going to say stay here for now. Vinny, at this instance, with your perception as you're otherwise kind of keeping an eye out, you watch as Damien comes up, kind of holding the lantern, as you watch as the kind of the low orange light casts itself over the top. You see it immediately illuminates a form within the water.
Oh, great.
As you see, after Romulus's movement, you watch as this thing kind of begins to creep up the side. I would like everyone to roll for initiative, and I will tell you what you find out on your turn, Romulus. As this is a surprise round, as you are currently busy.
I don't know if this applies at all, but I do have danger sense.
Danger sense just gives you advantage on dexterity saving throws.
It was worth a try.
On this instance, it doesn't.
Worth a try.
One day I will roll good initiative. One day.
That's actually something I meant to discuss with you at one point on your level up, but I forgot, so that's fine. We'll discuss it afterwards. Tasha's has an alternative version of danger sense, which we can use. But we'll discuss it after.
Natural 20.
Okay. So natural. Okay, so 25 to 20.
Yes.
Yes. What is your total here?
Okay, so I'm not 100% certain how you're doing it, but my in terms of my my initiative is a +2, so that's a base 22 up to 27 if you're feeling spicy.
Yep, 27 because you had the +5 from rolling natural 20.
I feel very fancy.
Okay, 22-15, please.
Do you want me to sort this out on the side in order?
Yes. Oh no, Sud's the one who takes care of that.
Someone roll for me?
I usually do that. I got a 17.
Roll for you. Hang on.
Can someone roll for me?
I rolled a 2 for Infernal.
Okay.
That's right, I rolled a 3 for me, so it's not much better.
Nice.
Okay, so that's what it's looking like so far.
Okay, so we've got Romulus at the top of the round on 27. Then who was next? Sorry.
I rolled a
15?
17.
17 on K. 15 to 10. What did Vinny get?
9.
9. 10 to 5. We got 10 to 5 here.
I got 6 in total.
6. 5 to 0.
Or
1.
why are we at the back?
Oh,
Is it always us two at the back? Goodness sake.
okay.
It's like we have the ability slow start.
Yep.
Here, having mini one of these, you're going to need more tiles in a bit.
My God, Infernal
Oh,
just made a Pokemon reference.
Right.
What do you mean?
I'll get them ready in a mo. I'll get 2 copies of them so
Wonderful.
I can pull them straight over. I'm also just going to copy this so I don't have to worry about it later. Okay. So, top of the round. Romulus, you otherwise
Hello.
look down at the skeleton, and although you don't seem to notice the corpse ooze behind you, you do note, as you otherwise kind of look down at the corpse, you notice that it twitches. And you watch as portions of its body begin to almost jitter and almost come to life as its head just twists up and looks at you. Rolling another natural 20 as well and sharing your initiative, the two of you are going to be surprised
Ooh.
as you stare at the skeleton that otherwise looks down at you. And I'm going to spawn the other one in a minute.
What color
Can't
is
even make
the
a
one?
perception check for
Red
the bubbly
one.
bubbly boy.
At this instance, you would be unsurprised as you begin to hear it moving behind you, as you are now aware stuff is going on.
Hwah. The fuck do I do?
Sit on it.
Okay, so next initiative. Oh my goodness, everyone's so low with single digits. This is great. Okay, Kay, you will be up next, but you are not going now, as the other skeleton goes now.
Stupid green skeleton.
Okay, as the rest of you. Actually, no, because it doesn't. It's just made aware of Romulus's presence. It would just enter the initiative order, so it is also not known about at the moment. You do not know where this one in particular is.
Probably in
Okay.
the water.
Okay, it is your turn. You can see what looks to be a corpse ooze beginning to climb up the edges of the sewer wall here, and beginning to attempt to go for Romulus. You also note that as Romulus otherwise looks down, you watch as this jaw just opens upwards as this skeleton seems to look up at Romulus, moving, seemingly.
Alright, well, I'm gonna get closer to the skeleton because I'm not going in the water. And I'm gonna make sure that this thing is
Just in case.
something that is threatening. It looks like it is going to do stuff. It moves by itself. I am attacking it. I am attacking the skeleton underneath of this man's.
Okay. You take a few steps forward, and as you otherwise see the skeleton, it is on the ground and it is prone. You may have advantage on these attacks. It will have half cover though, because Romulus is currently standing over it. That hits.
Well, but what if I provide flanking?
That's not how that works at all.
This would be... yeah. That would be...
Doesn't mean if the skeleton falls from the ceiling though, it gets flanking from its body.
Oh, goodness. That is... 9?
Points of damage, including the poison?
No.
Okay.
It's a skeleton. It's...
You know they're immune to poison. Yeah, that's
they're immune to poison.
Yep. You otherwise take a swing down at the skeleton with your claws, I assume, or is this your tail?
Tail.
You take a strike with your tail, otherwise going for the seeming, the life portion of most creatures, the head. And as your tail otherwise goes straight through the temple and out the other side, you watch as your tail pulls back, and you see that on the stiletto blade of the actual tail itself, there is thin green goo. You struck something. You hit something.
There's something inside. I am smashing open the skeleton's skull with my claws.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a second attack roll then, please. Again, it has half cover because of the Romulus who is currently there. It's a 4 as opposed to...
I'm
Okay.
sorry, I'm really trying my hardest.
It's fine, it's prone. I'm doing good damage still. Okay, yeah,
One.
hits. Doing... Okay, 1 point of damage as you otherwise kind of reach down to otherwise see what's going on. You pick up the skull, and as you otherwise crack it into the ground with the attempt to crush it, you watch as this green ooze otherwise flickers out of the temples, and you watch it otherwise sprouts and almost splits into legs. Almost like 2 legs on either side.
What the fuck?
As it otherwise cushions its own fall, kind of standing
shit.
there with these thin green, almost tendrils.
It's inside!
Goddamn gelatins!
Okay. That's a far better name for what I call these things. I'm stealing that. Custom mob name. I'm changing. Okay, I'm going to note that above.
Changing that.
Skeletons. Alright. I'm keeping that. Alright. Hold on, I need to change their initiative order name as well. Alright, there we go. So. Alright. With your turn up there, Kay, you otherwise see what's going on. Vinny, it is your turn.
Okay.
Cat, you will be up next.
Mhm.
I'm just going to move the initiative order over as well. I'm just going to move this guy down here.
What do I do in this situation? Is the slime readily visible at this point?
Yes, very much so. You can see that the side of it is otherwise lit up orange. It is beginning to climb out of the actual water itself. As you can see, kind of the sticky green sides of it just climbing up the
Where's it
outside of
starting
it.
to climb? What from?
Here.
Okay.
It seems to be going for Romulus.
It wants to eat me.
Tasty Minotaur.
Okay. We
Yep,
can-
tasty Minotaur.
It wants some prime cut of beef.
Okay.
Could have just gone to the
You
butcher's.
mentioned a railing? Is it super high?
No, it's about like half a foot high. It's not that.
Oh,
It's meant so that you can get a handhold if you fall in. It's not meant to stop people from falling in.
Okay.
Just to trip over
Sure, that's a good system. Okay. How
Never said it
close
was a
can I get
good
to the rat
system.
nest?
You can
Yeah, I
get
feel
to
like
this tile here before I'm going to have to ask you to make a stealth check. If you're going to move stealthily, it is half movement. Given you'd be moving around Cat, it would otherwise, and moving through her tile, it would be 15, 20 feet of movement to move there. At that point, you wouldn't be able to go any further if you tried to move stealthily.
Mhm.
Because you'd end up in this tile here, which
Yeah.
would activate them anyway.
Well, it's move forward and attack or do nothing, so I'm going to attempt to advance as quietly as possible, and as this thing
Okay.
is attempting to climb up, I'm gonna slash it up.
Okay, go ahead and make me... yeah, from this distance, I'm going to say for the effect of this that it has half cover, given it's technically like here. It's visually, I can't put it here without it being difficult. So I'll say it has half cover for the intent that
Reasonable.
you're swinging at distance.
Yeah, it's
Granted,
okay.
this thing's AC is still abysmal, so you're probably going to hit anyway. But go ahead and make me an attack roll. And I will ask as a secondary, as a bonus action, make me a stealth check if you're wishing to remain stealthy.
Okay. Yeah.
This will be your... I don't know if you have cunning action yet, but we'll say it is. Total to hit.
That's- It's a horrifying question to ask, Chris.
Well, it could still hit, I don't know.
It's a 7 to hit.
7. You swing forward, and your scimitars are just too short to hit it while it's climbing the wall on the other side. Okay, but you do otherwise remain quiet, as your blades do not connect with anything. The rats do not seem to be agitated at this current moment.
Wonder if we could throw the slime into the hole.
I am so confused by everything you just said.
Okay.
What? We can't just throw the
next-
slime into the hole to make it eat the rats, and then we don't
Okay.
have to deal with them?
Next up would be Cat, but it is the corpse ooze's turn, as it is going to climb the wall and attempt an attack against Romulus.
Yay.
That is a 9 to hit.
I am thankfully not hit by that.
It otherwise climbs up the wall, and as it attempts to wrap around Romulus, he kind of, seeing it coming, just spins around, uses the butt end of his Danax to kind of barge it out the way. As you watch it loses a little bit of grip, and it uses every bit of suction that it can to just holds onto the edge and kind of stops itself from falling back into the
You
water and
need to
begins to peel
learn.
forward.
About personal space.
Okay, it remains there for the purposes of its tile space. That is the end of the Corpse Ooze's turn. Cat, it is now your turn. In this current instance, you can see the Corpse Ooze, and you can see something animating underneath of Romulus.
Excellent, and I know
You
there's
can
rats
hear
right
rats.
next to me.
You can hear rats right next to you. You are otherwise blind beyond a 30-foot cone that isn't
Okay.
directly around these dots here.
Okay, now these rats are in the wall, right?
Correct. They are behind the roots.
Do I just eliminate the rat problem right now? By not eliminating the rats, just to clear that up.
Ah, the rat destroyer has returned.
No. Okay.
Commit your
Can
rat
I-
crimes.
Okay,
I'm
I think I know what you're going for here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can see it as
fair. I'm going to use mold earth to literally try and seal all of the holes and compact the earth there /
well.
stone.
You will be moving into this tile, and you'll be casting a spell and putting your hands behind the roots in an attempt to do this.
Yep, I'm aware.
I'm okay.
I'm very
would like
aware.
I would like you to go ahead and roll me a d20.
If you
Sure.
can do it before a rat gets out.
Oh my god.
See
okay,
if she
rat
can
in
do
my
it
hand.
before the rats are alerted and they swarm her. Yes.
Ooh.
I
You
can't
reach
roll
your
for
hands
crap.
behind. You reach your hands behind the roots, and you begin to otherwise shape the earth, beginning to mold close some of the holes. As a number of rats crawl out onto your arms, you pull your hands back and begin to kind of flail in place as the rats begin to swarm. They will now enter the initiative order. I have already rolled for them, and they will have their turn when they arrive.
Roger that. Where's the tile? Oh, it's 2 of them? Okay.
No. That's the initiative tile.
Okay. I'm just making sure there weren't 2.
Yep, no, that's fine. So they will join the initiative when that occurs. You have, however, sealed it up as you finish casting, or as you almost finish casting. Sorry, so there are holes where they can exit still.
Right, okay.
I'll actually give you a choice here, given the low roll. You can either seal it up completely and deal half damage to the swarm automatically, basically cutting off their reinforcements. However, this will prevent them from fleeing once they reach low hit points. Or alternatively, let the swarm spawn as it is on full health.
I mean... okay, alright. 1 and 2, I seal it completely. 3 and 4, I abandon it.
Okay. Oh, we did say we would use white dice for this, actually, which
Sure.
I'll sort out later.
So,
That's fine.
I abandon it. I got touched by a rat, freaked out so wicked. I am... Oh, this pipe. How high is this pipe?
There you go, there's your special die for stuff later on. How high is the pipe?
Mm-hmm.
You can't see it. You
Oh,
run
okay, right.
towards it. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on. I haven't rolled anything above a 5 so far.
Well, let's find out.
This is your time.
I've got an 8, that's the highest, right?
Woohoo!
It's 11.
Off of 5.
11. You run towards it, not knowing what's coming. You immediately hit, and the rest of you hear a thunk sound. As Cat, you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you whap your forehead on the top of this pole of the pipe ahead of you. And as you do, you kind of spin and fall slow as you are now falling, as you've fallen prone on the ground here, as you otherwise bat your head underneath the pipe itself.
I hate my life.
Also, I would like to remind everybody that you did get inspiration last session for defeating that first encounter,
Yes.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
as penance for my ridiculously high rolls, and because you all played well and had a rat funeral.
Okay, I just...
Okay.
I lay down and regret my life.
Okay, Damien, you're up.
Okay.
You're currently at the back of the lantern. You can see the stuff vaguely ahead of you. You can see the ooze beginning to move out and attack. You can hear the sounds of combat, and the sounds of rats grow.
If I move in front of Lloyd, he will
Mhm.
still be able to see.
He'll be able to see where your lantern is. He won't be able to see anything else. Notably, you can't wield the lantern and your shield at the same time, so you have to choose between your weapon, your lantern, and the shield. If you hook it on your hip, it will be pointing this way.
And I suppose I can't move and hang it into here.
Carry the hook in your mouth.
You'd need to remove the crystal and then put it in the lantern itself, which would take an action. You can, and it would illuminate the area around it in about a 30-foot radius, giving some light, but as it currently stands, that will be your action to do so.
Right. Okay. So. Oh. I guess I'm holding my mace and the lantern then, because I'm guessing would that be like a bonus action to swap?
It'll be a you can free swap the first time in combat. If you wish to then swap back, it will take a bonus action.
Right. Okay.
I'm getting that right, isn't it, Simon? Or is that with dual wielder you can do that?
It's
Oh no, dual wield. No, dual
wield.
wielder you get to swap twice for free before you have to use action
Yeah.
or bonus actions. Yeah.
Right. I think I need my shield somehow. I remember the last time I encountered one of these and had fun. So I think we're going blind back here for the moment.
Okay.
Does handing the lantern to me cost him an action as well?
It will cost him a bonus action to give it to you. It will then cost you a bonus action on your turn to receive it.
Okay,
Would that be fine, Lloyd?
that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to give him the lantern then. So that's my bonus action sorted.
Okay.
So
So,
then I'm going to move.
are you going in the water or are you going?
I'm going along the path.
Okay. So, 15, 20, 25.
That looks as though as far as I can go.
You do have 30 feet of movement if you wish to move into the water. It does not. It only becomes difficult terrain when you move into it. So you can.
What are
move
the
this way,
yellow?
They're
dancing
the
lights.
dancing
Oh,
lights.
that's it. Okay, cool.
So currently
I'd
the
rather
cone is
not go
coming
in the
from-
water currently, so I think I'm quite happy to just sort of stay there and sort of
Okay.
ready myself for combat.
Okay, so I'll say you're holding your action to attack anything that comes within range.
Yeah.
Got it. Cool. End of your turn, Lloyd. You are up on initiative 1.
I am
Yeah,
up
the
on
rats got
initiative.
I'm just going to put the rats there. They got a
Did
natural
they-
1 for a total of -3. Actually, no. -2. Give them some credit.
-2.
That's improvement.
How am I doing? Oh my god, I have one spell left. Jesus Christ.
Welcome to low levels, bud.
Fuck.
I have 2.
God damn
Damn,
it.
I've only got infinite melee attacks left.
Dang.
Has anyone punched the slime yet?
Go for
No,
it.
no.
Lloyd.
Done.
No one's punched the slime. No.
No, has the slime taken damage?
No.
No.
Okay.
You never
Well,
know. It could have
shit.
started off damaged. You don't know. You might have fought something earlier in the day.
I think it took some emotional
Not a
damage
rat.
when it tried to climb up here and then just slid back down.
It fought the Rat King.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I
Uh,
have his tile elsewhere.
It wouldn't be here.
Wait, you had the Rat King style?
You said if you take
The
out
Rat
the
King is
crystal,
an
it's
actual
gonna.
thing, by the way. We'll get to
Oh.
it.
If you take out the crystal, it's gonna illuminate like an area away. Like
Yeah,
30
so
feet.
if you take the crystal out and you socket it into this lantern holder here as an action, then you can create a 30-foot radius rather than a 30-foot cone. Because the
Can I take it back out after then?
Yeah, you can take it back out and then put
Okay.
it back in the lantern afterwards.
Okay, cool.
Might should be able to see if anything.
Yes, I will
behind
do
us.
that, and I will run 10 feet back.
Okay, so moving forward, taking the thing out, you otherwise go to the new one. You can just put it in the
Enjoy
top,
the vision.
and the area around you is illuminated brightly, as you can see all sorts of color. Except on the
Cat, you
corner
see the
here.
pipe? Oh. No, you can't.
Cat can now vaguely see the pipe that she ran into. Okay, and you
That's
move
what
back,
happened.
and you move back 10 feet.
Yes.
Okay,
Or 15, as far back as I can go.
yeah, not off map, but there isn't.
Yeah,
anything
not
back
off map,
here,
yeah.
Unless I want to spawn something just to attack you, but I'm not going to do that because that would be me. So,
And that's where Skeleton 3 comes in.
oh no, that's where the DM's water elemental comes from.
Ah.
Oh,
Just
the water
just
elemental?
picks up and starts petting Lloyd. It's friendly.
Uh,
All right. End
Sounds
of Lloyd's
edible.
turn. The rat swarm gets here.
Woo.
Oh,
They
boy.
spawn in on this particular tile, seeing what's happening. They are going to make a sniff. Oh, okay. Let's see. Who is most dangerous to them?
The rat smasher. No, that's unlikely.
No. There are 2 targets nearby that they will go for, given their success on the sniff. Damien and Kat, I would like the 2 of you to go ahead and roll me d20s, please. The lowest will be the one who they are going to target.
Damien and Cat?
This is where
Yep.
I die.
What did Cat do?
The rat
Oh.
smasher.
Yep, 8. That's my highest still.
Oh my!
Okay. The rats rush towards Kat.
Bye, Cat.
Damien, you have your reaction to make an attack of opportunity against them, and Vinny, you also have an opportunity to use an attack of opportunity against them as well, as they are leaving your melee range.
I think I'm doing that.
I will take it.
Hang on.
Since it's a different creature's turn, I can sneak it. No, I can't.
Yep.
because it-
Correct.
Well,
You can, Damien.
'cause-
Damien is
Oh no,
in this
yeah, no,
instance,
Damien's going to me.
Damien within range. Yeah.
Where's the D8? That's the D8.
I'm gonna have to
Red
keep
one's
remembering
a
it's not
D8.
just flanking that use that.
Correct?
Yep.
Red is D8. Not-
Red is D8, correct.
Is that? I'm getting so confused with dice. Right,
Okay.
okay.
So what do we have there, Vinny? That hits.
That
Yes.
is-
Damage.
I mean, that's gonna work.
7 slashing damage total.
7 slashing damage, halved to 3 because they are a swarm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What did you get there, Lord Damien?
7.
7. Okay.
That's the hit.
That is to hit. That does not hit. As you otherwise take a swing round the corner, you hit some of the roots and otherwise break off a few of them, but are unable to hit the rats themselves, as the rats will run towards Cat. Now remind me, you don't have mage armor up currently, do you?
No, I don't.
Does a 12 hit you?
Yeah. No. 13 is my AC.
No. 13 is your AC. Okay. Despite being on the ground, the rats otherwise swarm towards you. Where you banged your head on the pipe, fell onto the ground, and the rats swarm towards you, you immediately begin kicking and kind of backing up as best you can, shifting back what you can before the rats begin to swarm over you. The rest of you hear a very ear-piercing scream from Cat as rats are currently swarming over. But they do no damage. For now.
I have 7 HP. Oh my god.
They have triple your HP.
And prone.
And prone. Yeah, that's very true.
Going
Okay.
splendidly.
Back to the top of the round. Romulus, I would like you to roll me a d20. This is you versus the gelatin. Okay, I got a total of 14, including my dex mod. Actually, no, it wouldn't
I
matter
got a
either way.
14, not including my dex
The
mod.
dex mod. So you can go first.
Yay. Oh, God. Fuck you, cat. Ah!
Oh, you're running away from it? Okay. It is
Oh.
prone. It
Has
and the
disadvantage
corpse.
on attack.
Yep, it has, and the corpse ooze is also going to make an attack roll. So I'll start with the disadvantage from the skeleton, from the gelatin.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 12. No.
No.
Okay. You watch as from the skull, you watch as this almost thin green tendril wraps down the outside, and you watch as the arm kind of swings up with its arm in almost a lightning fast manner, that the hand almost swings and pivots in the wrong direction and narrowly misses hitting you in the face. Before the ooze is going to make its attack roll, and that is a total of 14. Hello?
Sorry. A 14
14 to hit, yes.
does not hit me.
Okay. As the corpse ooze otherwise moves up to go and take a swing to try and engulf you, you quickly move out of the way, rushing past and down towards Cat, where you can see she is currently swarming with rats.
Well, I know what I'm gonna do. The old slash and bash combo. Can I use my maul rather than my Danax, because that was what I had prepared for previously. So I will be doing the old smash and stab with my horny boys, if that's possible.
Okay, you're going to be hitting the rats that are on top of Cat.
Yes, I am aware this is a dangerous move.
Okay. Go ahead and make me an attack roll then, please.
I don't like the smile I can hear in your voice.
You can hear a smile, because if this goes poorly, guess who
Bye,
you're
cat.
making an attack roll against?
Bye, cat. It was nice knowing you.
Oh my goodness. We did have a leader for the day.
God.
That is, I believe, a 15 to hit altogether.
Okay. Swinging overhead, there is a sudden rush of wind of as the maul carves over top, as you can see, Cat, as you watch as the maul narrowly misses your nose and tears rat viscera all across and scatters it across the wall. Your face is partially covered in bone and rat bits now. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
Oh god, I didn't even think about damage. I was too concerned about everything else. That's 7 plus 4,
11.
so 11 points of damage initially.
Half to 5. Okay, and your horns, go ahead and make you an attack roll, and they just do the d6 damage.
I believe that is correct, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so it's 1 point of damage, but it's a really good
Yep.
1 point of damage.
Yep, you hit, and much like last time, you make a rat kebab on both horns.
Doing, doing. Delicious.
Okay. With a little bit of blood kind of running down the inside of your horns from the rat bodies that are there. Cat, you can see there are still rats all over you, though.
God.
Okay. End of Romulus's turn. This boy, Gelatin, is going to stand back up. And you watch as it kind of sees where its initial awaker otherwise attacked it. It is going to look to you, Kay, and it is going to make... it is going to make a slam attack with its arm.
Okay.
That... that is a 11 to hit. No.
Yeah, no.
As it swings forward with its with the large skeletal arm, you watch as the hand just dislodges and just scatters, bouncing off nearby terrain as it otherwise moves. And you watch as it does so, as it goes to swing, as it's going to go and make a bonus action attack to swing with its other arm. That is a total of 20 to hit, and you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Rude.
As the other arm swings round and boof, whacks you up the side of the head, just kind of like a leather glove being slapped on the back of the head. You watch as it does so, something falls from its hand, landing nearby. You don't know what it is, but you see something fall from its hand. An object which the previous occupant may have been carrying, perhaps, you're not sure. You watch as it does so. It otherwise seems to look around, and you can see in the eye sockets, even though it's tinted red for you because of the lenses, you can see what looks to be these tiny green tendrils almost reaching out, kind of as sensors, kind of getting a read of the area.
Okay.
End of Gelatin 2's turn. It is now Gelatin 1's turn, as Gelatin 1 crawls out from the water here, as there is a skeleton hidden very nicely in the water just below here. As it crawls out and onto the causeway here.
I knew it was in the water.
As it stands there and kind of and sees this, it sees Romulus currently in its predicament. It's going to move. No, is this thing intelligent? Hold on, let me check its stat block. No, okay. It is going to stand there and make an attack against Romulus.
Yeah. Also, I don't believe rats can actually provide advantage because their attack.
No, because their reach is
It's
0 feet. Yeah.
It's that, and also there are swarms. Swarms can provide.
Oh, didn't know swarms couldn't do that. Noted.
Swarms can, but because of the way the previous flanking rules work, because their attack range is 0, they can't benefit from it. Because they can't provide themselves advantage. They can technically get it. It's just there's no feasible way for them to because their reach is so small.
All right.
Yeah. In this instance, it is going to make an attack roll and get a 19 to hit you, Romulus.
That does hit.
Okay. It is going to bap you with its hand. Oh, max damage. You take 8 points of bludgeoning. As
Ow.
it swings its hand round and just slaps you with a wet, bony fist. And bonus action attack, that is a 15 to hit.
That also hits.
You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as it swings around with the other hand, also bapping you.
Well,
The
this
hand
thing
comes
just
loose
halved
and-
my health.
Okay. End of its turn.
Mhm.
Okay.
Alright, first things first. This thingy that I saw hit the ground. What would it take to pick it up? Would it take an action or a bonus action?
I will say you can see it over here. It would take a bonus action to pick up. The only problem is you've got to get to it. I will say, given the light source, you can see that it seems to be small, round, and seemingly yellowy white coloured, similar to bone, perhaps.
Huh. Okay. Well, for now, I'll just leave it be. I'm gonna go back to trying to rip the skull off this skeleton.
Okay. An attack roll.
Remove skull. Consume jelly.
Oh.
This is the
No.
plan, yes.
Oh no. Wasn't bad enough.
That's a 12 to hit.
That is a miss. As you take a swing against it, otherwise trying to puncture it with your tail to try and hit through the eye socket, you watch as the head almost deftly snaps to one side as the stiletto tail just narrowly misses the eye socket.
Alright, I am going to attempt to try and grab this skull like a bowling ball and rip it off.
Okay, go
No.
ahead and make me a second attack roll this time with your claws.
Oh, come on!
Attempting to kind of reach in with your fingers to kind of grab the two eye sockets and your thumb to grab the nose and attempt to kind of tear it off. You watch as you do, kind of the goo almost presses outwards, blocking your hands from going into the skull, seemingly preventing you from grabbing it. Okay,
Fine.
is that your turn?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Vinny, you are up. Cat, you'll be on deck after the corpse ooze.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Very good.
Do I even benefit from moving? No, but Damien does benefit from me moving.
Okay.
I'll shift over here.
Okay, and it doesn't make an attack opportunity because it used it on Romulus already.
Mm-hmm. And I am going to attack this skeleton with both swords.
Okay,
Try and
go
give
ahead
some
and make
cover to
me.
Romulus.
Okay, go ahead and make me 2 attack rolls then, please.
No.
Hits, damage,
So then +3 is 10 slashing damage.
10 points of slashing damage. As you swing forward with the scimitar for the first hit, you otherwise carve up, parting the top portion of the skull itself, as you now know that seems to be where it is. And as you do, you watch as it is exposed, you can see almost like this greenish matter or jelly with this pink mass inside of it. What looks to be that of a brain.
Huh. Okay, attack number 2.
Mhm.
Ugh.
Okay. Attempting for a downward swing towards the rest of it, this gelatin seems to be more aware of what's happening. As it otherwise swings its head back down, you can see a little bit of sloshing on the inside as the pinky texture of the actual mass is exposed. And you can see that what seems to be pink in the current light, because of the orange light, seems to be more of like a dark, muddled grey. You get a look at it, at the very least, and seeing what's inside, and it seems to be some form of brain suspended in jelly. Okay.
Horrifying.
Is that the end of your turn?
I can't move any further, and that's my action and bonus action, so that's my turn.
Okay, Corpse Ooze's time. Corpse Ooze, in this instance... Yeah, okay. It's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, and it is going to attack the crystal. That is a hit. The crystal shatters.
Oh, what?
Plunged into darkness.
Oh no!
As you watch as the corpse ooze climbs up the wall and around the outside, you hear this almost metallic screeching of as it's twisted, and then a before you watch as it falls to the ground behind you, Damien, as you can barely see it. But it's there. Lloyd, you can't see anything anymore. And your crystal, which was 50 GP, is now broken and gone.
Right.
At least the money I spend is useful. Food.
Mine heals you guys.
What have we got as a
Okay.
light source at this point currently? Just
Dancing lights.
just
because
dancing
none
light.
of you have lit a torch at the moment, yeah.
Wonderful.
What are torches?
I don't have one.
For some reason, I don't have any, and I feel like that was a mistake. but it's my own fault regardless.
I feel like you should buy some then.
Look,
Or just cut down
Hey,
a tree.
there's a torch on the ground underneath this guy.
and it's
Yeah.
rotten and
Eh.
probably slime infested.
That's fine. You can just wrap a rat skin around it and set it on fire.
Would you believe I actually had that was my plan for the crystal sockets? I was going to just shove a rat skin in there and set it alight.
Yeah, it's feasible. Won't burn for as long, but it can work. Anyway, back to the initiative order. That is the end of its turn. Cat, you are currently covered in rats.
Oh no! I mean, you can't even.
Ah, how the tables have turned.
They know you hate them, Cat. You've got to unleash your rat smashing powers.
I mean, there's nothing I can do. Literally nothing really I can do. Right. I mean, self-preservation is going to be the thing now. Just flat out panic and trying to save. Alright, I am going to hug Cychania and I am going to cast Mage Armor to try and survive here.
Okay.
That's the best I can do.
Okay. As you, in this situation, covered in rats, you kind of reach for the chain, you hug it close, and you otherwise kind of hold it there in place, and you feel kind of this light warmth coming from Cychania as you feel like this glow beginning to wrap around you. As the rest of you can see the glow from within, kind of protecting Cat in this instance. Go ahead and roll me your d20.
Hmm?
Go ahead and roll me your d20.
Oh no.
Oh, goodness.
Only be hard an 8.
Oh look,
Hey.
there we go. I got a high roll. Fancy that.
Okay. Okay. Nothing happens.
Okay.
Outside of, obviously, the usual stuff. Just you do cast Mage Armor, just no wild magic.
Mhm.
Would have been
And-
useful for self-cast Fireball right now, honestly.
No, it wouldn't. I would straight up be dead. Okay, I am going to desperately try and scramble upwards and move there.
Okay. This will be an attack opportunity against you.
Oh, of course.
You are no longer prone, however. That is, however, a 16 to hit.
Oh, that meets.
So this does... Oh, no, grabbing the wrong dice. That does not help. That is 4 points of piercing damage. Not the greatest. I'll take it. As the rats begin to bite across your surface, you otherwise break out of their range as they fall to the ground and begin to collect themselves as you run. How far do you wish to go?
But
I'll allow you to run off board.
yeah, no, that's. I don't want to go any further because I can't see any further ahead of me.
Correct.
So.
You've
Yeah.
got 15 feet movement to get up. So 20, 25. You can go one more if your speed is 30, or is it 40?
My 40.
40. So do you wish to go further?
Can I get across the water? Like, my theory is that they won't want to cross the water.
Go ahead and make an
20.
athletics check if you wish to jump. Otherwise, if you wish to wade, it would be 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
Yeah, that'll do. I'll just do that. Okay.
Okay. Wade
I am
across the water.
very blooded. Very blooded.
Okay.
Where's the heart of immolation when you need it?
I know, right?
Back in campaign 1. It's a great
Damn
start.
it.
Alright. End of Cat's turn. Damien, you are up.
Okay, bear with me.
If anyone wants to change their class to a 20th level Forge Cleric Dwarf, you're more than welcome to.
I'm not going to allow that.
I still haven't told you about my plan for Sasha to live forever yet. I'll get to that eventually.
Right, I can't see anything currently.
Yeah.
You can. I will say that you can vaguely see the corpse ooze behind you. It will be with disadvantage to the attack roll, though. You can see anything within 5 feet of the dancing lights clearly. Anything that's within 10 feet of the dancing lights is vague.
Can I move forward and not get attacked?
Its turn has come back around. It will get an attack opportunity.
Ah.
I love how Lloyd just laughs in the back, like, I'm in danger if he does that.
Don't worry. I know the pain.
Oh,
The only thing is that Lloyd wouldn't see it coming.
No, Lloyd should bleed literally. To be fair, even if I attack the slime ooze at the moment, and the slime ooze says, "Nah, I can't be bothered. I'm going to go for the softer target," he still won't see it coming.
He saw the corpses climb up the wall and break the crystal, followed by he can see you all through a vague haze instead of seeing the lights clearly. He knows there's something very clearly in the way, but he doesn't know exactly where it is.
I guess I'm gonna have to. I guess I'm gonna have to attack the ooze. But am I gonna do that immediately?
Pá, ouve esse grave filme vi game on.
Your mic. Right.
I was enjoying listening in on that.
Yeah, it's Macedonian. I have no idea what he's saying. Anyway, so if you wanted to make an attack
Is
roll,
the
that would be
language called Macedonian?
I don't know. Probably.
Yes.
I've never asked. We'll ask
Before I
when we get
do that, I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith.
back. Okay. Bonus action casting Shield of Faith on whom? You currently can't see Lloyd. You
No.
can see everybody other than Cat.
Well, I know that somebody took some nasty damage, but on the other hand, somebody's right next to a skeleton, so I'm not too sure.
Okay.
2 people next to skeletons.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it to Vinny.
Right. As you otherwise kind of reach up, grabbing the Order of the Crest for a moment, kind of very tightly given the urgency of the situation. Vinny, you watch as this otherwise haze begins to illuminate around you in almost this kind of gold and silver spectrum. Okay, you're affected by Shield of Faith, so that is a +2 to your AC, and you are now concentrating now, Damien.
And then I'm gonna attack the slime.
Corpse ooze. Go ahead and make me 2 attack roll, or the attack roll with disadvantage, sorry.
Yeah.
Still hits.
13, and it is 6 plus. It's
Plus-
9 bludgeoning damage.
9 points of bludgeoning damage. Okay, as you otherwise lift your mace, it's easy to see. It's not easy to see where it is, but you know it's a big body and you know these things aren't fast. It doesn't move out the way as your mace comes down, bopping it on whatever portion of it there is before there's this like splat sound as it splits slightly before it begins to reform and prepare for whatever it's got next. Lloyd, it is your go. I know you're muted. Are you typing out what you're doing, or are you going to unmute and talk? Yes. That was an or question. Is the slime next to me? No. You can vaguely see it ahead of you, and you can't necessarily tell exactly that it's there. If you're going to use a target spell, it could hit Damien.
Yep, it is.
Yeah. If it's between me and Damien, I run the fuck away. Alright, moving further
Right.
away. Moving further away, are you going to run full speed or half speed? Half speed means you're going to be careful. Full speed means that you're not, and you're going to have to make a dex save. Half, okay. Moving half the distance away, you can barely see the light in the distance, and it is otherwise fuzzy. You can't see anything, but that is your movement. Do you wish to use your action for anything? He's currently typing for the purposes of stream because he's got his roommates have brought some friends home, and they're being loud.
In Macedonian.
In Macedonia. Get a
There are
response
Cyrillic
soon.
characters just filling the house.
I'm gonna Omen of as he chooses the one that slows, the second one. The
Omen of
Burden.
Sekon.
The Omen of Burden. Okay. There's a charisma saving throw on my part versus your DC. That is a 14.
I disagree with that slime being capable of rolling a 14.
It rolled a 19 with a -5. I wouldn't know if a 14 passes or not. That means my DC. It is unaffected.
Wow.
As you
You
go
know
to
what,
use the effect on it, you watch as the eyes and what looks to be red chains begin to prepare to wrap around it. Before you watch as whatever light there may have been previously, there's almost this fizzle and a burp, and it catches you off guard as you see you are misaiming the omen as it fails.
Wow, that's such a charismatic slime. I'm just imagining like the handsome Squidward face.
Uh-huh.
I'm just
on this
imagining that
thing.
appearing in the slime, and that just somehow backs off the magic.
Oh, I love it. Okay. End of Lloyd's turn. It is now the Rat Swarm's turn. And it has its keen senses, and it is going to go after the next person who smells, which is Romulus.
Okay.
I smell.
Well, to
Vinny
be,
doesn't, and you
to be
don't.
fair, Romulus does smell of recently harvested rat meat and skin.
Also true.
Mm.
What
He is
does
also one of the few
need
people.
to smell like?
He is also
It
one of
is
the few
in the
people who
water.
has walked in the water.
Oh.
Oh.
Cat and Romulus have both walked in the water, which means you are priority targets. Hence why I was targeting Damien or Cat, and not Vinny.
Okay.
Okay.
That is a natural
then.
20 to hit.
About
That'll-
time somebody else gets a nat 20.
That'll do it.
Oh,
Stupid
wrong dice.
rats.
If I get killed by fucking rats,
That's
13
how I
points
felt
of
last
piercing
time.
damage.
I'm down.
What?
Romulus is down.
13 points of piercing damage as
I
the
told
rats
you.
begin to bite across his form, and you watch as Romulus kind of collapses in that moment, going to one
Yeah.
knee.
I told you that 12 last time took out half my hit points.
Oh no.
Can I see
Yeah.
him?
Yes,
Okay.
vaguely, because the light is only just reaching him. You see the form of Romulus, kind of the silhouette, standing there for a moment before the rats swarm over him, and he collapses down to his knees and falls forward.
I'm just gonna say, rats are still the ultimate evil of this game.
Oh yeah, by all means. Romulus, it is your turn. I'm going to give you control of the zone.
Ah, the zone.
Go ahead and roll me that d20. Do not call out your result. Mark it on your character sheet, and I will check it in a moment. Okay. Mark it on your character sheet. Okay. Gelatin 2's turn. Vinny and Kay, you two are the priorities because you are in the way. Kay, Gelatin 2 is going to attack you with its otherwise maimed arm. That is a 15 to hit.
No.
It swings. With the hand no longer there, its reach is put off and it can't hit you with it. Bonus action attack. Swing with the other arm. No, that's an 11 to hit. It swings, but you dodge out of the way, deftly kind of jumping into the air as it swings low, trying to hit you. Vinny, the one next to you on its turn, is going to take a swing. There's a 15 to hit.
With Shield of Faith, that misses.
Okay. As it otherwise swings, a attack which would have otherwise hit you ricochets off the outside of the Shield of Faith before it goes in for its second swing. That's not going to hit. It's a 7. As it swings back the other way, the hand bounces off once again with a light parry from you. Okay. That is the end of Gelatin's 1 and 2 turn. Kay, it is your turn. Vinny, you will be up next.
Alright. I have sensed that a man's has gone down.
Correct.
I am moving here,
Okay.
and I am gonna try and agitate this one by grabbing at its fleshy thing that is exposed. I am going specifically for the fleshy thing. I am trying to pull the
ahead.
fleshy thingy out.
Go ahead and make me an attack roll. You have a +2 because you are flanking.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is a 17.
Climbing up the exterior of it, and otherwise just swinging up the spine and the actual rib cage, you get to the skull and just jam your hand in, and you pull it out as it was unexpecting it. As you hold what looks to be kind of this greyish matter on the inside of what may have once been a brain, has now been dissolved into almost this pulp or mush. And as you do, you watch as this green, almost mass or jelly begins to try and pull, as strings of it are torn from the skull. The rest of the body goes limp and inanimate, and you now hold this in your hand. As you watch as the jelly begins to peel off, you watch as whatever this grey matter was begins to dissolve in your hand.
Oh, it died.
It died.
Okay.
Notably, you watch as where your fingertips touch the edges of the brain seem to be doing poison damage.
Oh, I can poison. Oh, I'm swinging solely to try and hit the thingy on the inside of this one now.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack. This one has gone down.
This one's with the tail.
Mm-hmm. This is an offhand attack, so we'll not be adding your dex modifier. That does hit, though. But it does add your poison. So that goes 3 points of damage.
And then I'm gonna...
Actually, no, because it does half poison, so 2 points of damage. Still.
then I'm gonna look at, Vinny. Save big man.
I'm on it.
Vinny, it is your go.
Okay. Vinny is going to round on the rats, covering Romulus. He's going to twirl his swords. As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word.
Okay. Spinning the swords in place, there is this light hum and shimmer of almost sea aquamarine foam that extends from it as it otherwise surges across Romulus's wounds. Go ahead and roll me a d4 and add your charisma modifier for the healing. Nice. 4 plus...
Should be plus 3.
Okay, Romulus, you are healed by 7 hit points. As a reminder for death saves and how they work, successful ones are discarded, fails carry over until you finish a short rest.
Come on, Romulus, you're not done yet. And then, with him awake, I'm going to attempt to make a swing at the rats attacking him.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
This is I want to emphasize a horizontal swing.
Yes. Yep. Not to worry.
He is adjacent and not incapacitated, so sneak attack applies.
Correct. Oh man, that's a pretty good combo. Oh, wrong button.
Rolled wrong. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Swinging horizontally over the top of Romulus with the scimitar, otherwise parts a number of rats. Again, clearing line of sight for Romulus, who is now looking up, spluttering and coughing a bit with the injuries, but very much alive. So that is 7 plus 3.
10 points of
halved.
slashing damage.
Yep, 10 halved to 5. Okay, the swarm thins.
Thank you, by the way. Is sneak attack only 1d6 at level 2?
Yeah.
Huh. I was supposed it was 2d6.
I mean, I can double check just in case. Oh no,
I should also specify
that's right.
I am
You are
only a
level 1
first level
rogue. Yes, because he's 1 level in Bard.
Okay, no. 2 is 1d6. I guess I must have been thinking it was bigger
it's,
than it was.
it's every other level. It's a maximum of 10d6.
Ah, okay.
Not that I will get to that point, but
You don't want to be a rogue, a big, strong rogue?
I want to be a big, strong rogue, but I also want to be a big, strong bard. I'm gonna move over the now not moving corpse.
Okay.
Just to give as much space for people as possible.
Okay.
I'm assuming I'm now like back to back with Kay
Yes, you are.
in a defensive stance.
The
I'd also like
Carabiniers.
you. I'm also going to ask you to make me a concentration. 2 concentration. Oh no, you weren't hit. Never mind. Ignore me.
Well, we
I-
can't because you're the DM.
Ignore me for that particular instance, okay? Alright. End of Vinny's turn.
No,
It is
no.
the Corpse
You
Ooze's
said we
turn.
can ignore him.
Corpse Ooze's turn.
Corpse Ooze's turn. Corpse Ooze is going to make an attack versus you, Damien.
Yay!
That's an 11 to hit. It
No.
otherwise swings forward with its body in an attempt to wrap around you and attack you. Where you are just about able to see it, and as it begins to enter the light as it does so, you manage to just enough bring your shield up and knock it out of the way, stopping it from fully engulfing you, but you're very much on the back foot still in this instance. Okay. That is its turn over. Cat, it is your turn. Romulus
Okay.
is currently on the ground and looking injured. But you can see he's covered in rats still, but the rats are thinning. Large numbers of them have been killed and culled.
Can I tell he's stabilized?
Correct. You can.
I
He is moving and breathing, and he seems to be kind of pulling himself up and attempting to pull rats off of him.
Also stuffing some in his pockets for later.
Oh, yeah, he would be.
Use this one for bandages. Snap. Puts in pocket.
To be precise, this one will in fact be a loofah.
Oh, fun.
Oh no!
Oh,
Chris, don't
why?
mention that image you sent
No,
me.
I'm not going to. I was just thinking that. I was like, don't mention that cursed image.
Okay, but you do have to send that
No,
to me.
I am not going to.
Oh, God,
I deleted it for a reason. So I'd never find it again.
Okay, well. Oh, you know what? I just can't physically bring myself to do it. I'm going to homing blade the skeleton.
Go ahead and make me a. No attack roll. It just
No,
hits.
it's just, yeah, it's just a d4 plus 1.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a d20, please.
Okay. 6.
Good to know. Okay. Go ahead and roll me damage. 4 points of force damage. Okay. You otherwise bring your hand down towards Saichania. You pull the small decorated blade out of its sheath, and you quickly kind of bring your palm across the top of it and Saichania, and instantly there is a blade that sings towards this thing, piercing the skull as you watch as it plump falls to the ground in the place where it was, the bones falling to one side as ooze begins to trickle out of the now new hole in its head.
Right. Romulus, are you okay? I remember reading a book somewhere. Just don't die.
Right.
That's good advice. I think that only works for dwarves, though.
You have a bonus action in the rest of your movement if you wish to use it. And currently, in your current situation, you can just about see the path ahead of you. You are now in the light, because the light, I believe, is underneath K.
The small circle is obscured by the small
yeah.
circle.
If it
Yeah,
makes
exactly.
anybody feel better, I can stand here.
Yeah, it's fair.
So I'm gonna go.
Yeah, we'll say you're standing there just for the sake of it.
I'm
but
gonna
yeah.
go here and try and assess what the hell's going on.
Okay. You look around the corner and you can see the corpse ooze vaguely just kind of shimmering in what little green there is. You do not see Lloyd anywhere.
Has he been eaten?
You can't see him inside, but you can barely make out the silhouette of this thing. There's an again on the end of that sentence. But
Okay. I can't see Lloyd. Like,
again.
it's dark, but just so everyone knows, I can't actually see him. All right, well that's gonna be my turn.
Okay.
He's probably dead.
Okay, Damien, it's your turn.
Something tells me
that's-
that might just have rolled up Damien a bit.
I guess these two can be removed
Yes. Yeah, remove them from the Lloyd,
okay,
you'll be up next.
Going to strike the ooze again with my doppy mace.
Okay. Disadvantage to attack it again, given it is in dim light, and you can just about perceive where it is.
That's
Yep.
another 13 with
Ooh.
11 damage.
Ooh,
11 bludgeoning
nice.
damage.
Nice. Taking a hefty swing against it, your mace colliding with the side of it, very much angry from the mention of that Lloyd may be in there, and suddenly realizing what's going on. Not thinking about if he is in there, what you'd be doing, but kind of wanting to get rid of it and tear it off if it is there, if he is inside. Okay.
As
You
a
have-
bonus action, I'd just like to sort of look around.
See if there's anything else.
Yeah, if there's anything else going on, what?
Go ahead and make me a perception check with disadvantage. This is for using your bonus action.
Bear with me. That's a 9.
Looking around, you can see the majority of your party across the bridge. Past the roots, you can't see Romulus, but you can hear scratching and squeaking and the sound of people asking if Romulus is okay. You can't see Lloyd still. The water seems to be still, so if there is anything in it, you can't see it coming out anytime soon.
Where's Lloyd? Lloyd!
Lloyd, it's your go. You hear the shout of, Lloyd, are you okay? From the other side of this vague green shimmering. I yell out, "I'm here!"
Is this muffled sound through a slime?
It's muffled from the other side of the slime, yeah. I can't see anything.
Have you tried turning the brightness up on your screen?
Go to settings.
Go to settings, turn the brightness up, and log into tabletop as well. And then you'll be able to. I'm unable to help you with slime. Do you just want to take the dodge action then, Lloyd? Given that you can't do much at the moment?
You could body slam it.
Could. Not sure that would go well. Settings menu seems to have disappeared, like in a certain anime. Oh no. Oh, I get. Wait, hold on. Yep.
Oh, so if Lloyd dies, he dies?
Yeah, if Lloyd dies, he dies in real life. Yep,
Oh.
right, he dodges. Lloyd kind of just preparing for anything that might be coming out of the darkness, just waits.
And nobody
preparing.
can see him do it.
Nope. Nope. We can, though, in our mind's eye. Alright, Rat Swarms go. Rat Swarm, seeing its target below it get up, fails its wisdom saving throw as it is below half health. It'll disengage and flee.
No.
Okay, Romulus, it is your go.
That almost sounded like Chewbacca. Could you try that one again?
Wait. That's as good as I can do. Right.
Your walking carpet impression was pretty decent.
You do not see any threats around, but you do hear Damien fighting something.
I get up. I
15
can't believe
feet of movement.
Yeah. Take out my Danax.
5, 10, okay, 25.
Can I reach over Damien to smack this
Yeah.
thing?
That'll be fine.
Wait,
It'll be...
wait, no, that does slashing damage. Retract that statement.
Why? Go for it. Why not? What's the worst that could happen?
Bye, Lloyd.
Is now the time? Do you think now's the time to drink my experimental potion, Chris?
Oh, good
Certainly do so. It'd be a bonus action if you want to.
If you just
up
burst
to
into
you.
flames.
Did you note down where I was to write that down? Because I'm trying to remember now. Did I say where I wrote it down?
I don't know where you wrote anything down. I know it's in my bag. I've got it in my bag now, but that's about it.
I told you to note down where I put it in what document.
You telling me a lot of things, Chris.
Let's see there.
Let me check. Did I put it in here? I have like a lot of a lot of crap.
The character notes? No. Character backstories. Let's try that. If you're gonna drink it, let me know, and I'll see if I'll keep.
Yeah, I'm a drink it.
Okay. Bonus action: drinking the experimental healing potion.
Yeah, we'll see how that happens, and that'll determine what I do.
Okay, might be in there. Actions.
I
and
feel like we need a
companies,
musical interlude.
yeah.
Like holding music in a lift.
For reference, I don't know what this potion does. It might just kill me.
Well, I mean, you know, you nearly suffered that fate a minute ago.
Yeah,
so,
I was
you
close to
know.
death anyhow. At this point, I'm taking
Uh,
a gamble on whether Romulus continues or not.
Go ahead and roll me 2d6. Roll them separately and tell me which one is your first one and which is your second one.
Okay. My first is a 3.
Okay. You are healed by 4 hit points.
My second is a 1.
So 1. Re-roll the first 6. Take the higher.
Oh, so maybe not on a 4.
Maybe not 4.
6?
7. So 7 healing. Okay. Potion is consumed. It has a slightly acidic and almost a sour taste to it. But as you drink it, you can begin to feel your wounds beginning to seal up, and any internal or otherwise dangerous surface bites are beginning to fade.
Whew.
Okay. The potion has been consumed.
Now, this is a weird question. What can I do?
That was your bonus action.
Okay, so was I there or there? I believe I was
You
there.
were there. You took 15 feet of movement to get up. You
So
then
one,
went 5 and 10,
2.
so 25 has been used.
I have 35 altogether.
So you can jump into the water if you wish and use your maul, or you can stay there and use your Danax.
Such a bad idea, but I'm going to use the maul because I know that the alternative is the smaller slimes.
Okay. Something to note, you currently have disadvantage to attack it regardless because it's in dim light currently for you and you do not have dark vision.
I'm going to be using Reckless to undo that.
Okay, so go ahead and make me a flat roll then, please. And using your maul in this instance, so that is 2d6 damage.
Indeed. Come on, you jiggly motherfucker.
Now hits.
Oh, that hits. Okay. So,
Doing 11
6
points.
plus
Bludgeoning.
1 plus 4. Yes, 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Wow, we're putting a lot of bludgeoning on this thing.
I feel like this thing has 8 AC.
8? What? What makes
Yes.
you think that?
Because you looked at the 8 and said no, but a 7 missed.
Now, this is going to sound weird.
I said yes, but a 7 missed.
Can I then immediately move back onto dry land?
Okay. It will get an attack of opportunity, I believe, because it hasn't used it yet.
Yeah. I'm not gonna risk. Yeah, I'll just stay in the death
Also, I
water.
believe you also only have 5 feet of movement left, so it would be difficult terrain, so you wouldn't be able to at this point.
Yeah. Okay.
You can fall prone, but
I will become one with the sewer fluid.
Oh.
Yummy. All right, Kay, you are up. Okay.
Okay.
Alright,
I think you mentioned
first thing, yeah, how it is counting. First things first, I'm moving here. I'm picking up
Okay.
this thing, whatever it is.
Okay.
It is mine.
Going over, you otherwise see what looks to be a bit of almost slightly soggy paper, just kind of wrapped up in a ball of some form.
Well, I'm grabbing it. I'm not gonna look at it just yet. I'm just grabbing it. And yeah, I'm just gonna move to here.
Okay. Using the rest of your movement, you book it across the rest of it. Okay.
Yep.
Right. That is your turn. End of your turn. Vinny, you are up. Cat, you are next. Technically.
Hmm.
Well, the corpse is up next.
What can I do that's going to be useful here? How much movement does it take to get down into the water?
It takes only 5 feet of movement to get down, but once you're in, it takes 10 feet of movement to get out or move in it.
Okay, so what? 5, 10.
15, 20, 25, 30.
Kay looks at Vinny. You're gonna have to throw me.
Oh, this is a terrible idea.
You want to eat a rat?
I honestly... Like... Could I?
Oh my
I'm
days.
small.
You can make an athletics check. Keep in mind that he's not that big, and I'll say that he was
I
holding his
don't
action
weigh-
to be thrown and do damage if he hits.
Come on,
Sure.
it's worth a
sure.
try.
Okay.
Okay.
This is an action.
Yeah, I'll say you move here to yeet a K.
Right. Bonus action, I'm giving Kay a bardic inspiration.
Okay.
Alright, if you're going with this, make sure you know exactly what you're doing. And I am going to attempt to yeet.
Make me an attack roll. Use this is an attack roll using strength, as K is the weapon.
I'm going to use... Can I use my inspiration to reroll that?
You may if you wish to.
Oh,
Oh no.
Can I use my inspiration?
I will say you can expend the Bardic Inspiration to add it to the roll, given that you were involved somehow. Bardic Inspiration is a D6, correct?
It's a D6.
The D6. Okay, let's
Okay.
see.
So that is a 4 plus 2. No, 4 plus 0 because of the.
First
Because of
0
this.
because I have 10 strength.
Yep. 8. That meets the AC of the slime. Kay, go ahead and roll damage.
Yes!
We'll say this is you using your claws here.
Yeah, that's why I have the D4 up here.
Don't worry about the attack roll. We'll say that the attack roll was being thrown. Go ahead and roll me the damage.
The damage.
Yep.
Yep.
1.
Oh, that for 1 damage. But I am on the other side now.
Plus your modifiers.
Oh, wait. So 5?
5, and then half the poison because it's resistant, so that does 6 damage. Alright. As Vinny steps up to beside Kay, grabs him by the cloak, and tosses him over Damien, there's a moment where you watch as he spins through the air, like almost like a starfish, hands and feet out, trying to gain some form of air and failing to do so, before you watch as he otherwise begins to spin and pirouette, preparing to miss by all means, before you watch as he swings back down with his claws, using the slime or ooze as some form of cushion, and slides off of it, draking his claws through the edge, and then otherwise skidding to a slide behind it. Okay. That went well.
Damien's beginning to question if he's in a dream or not.
Inexplicable.
Okay. I believe that is your turn, Vinny, unless you wish to, for some reason, climb into the water.
There's little point now. Yes, I'll remain dry.
Okay. It is now the ooze's turn, who is now going to attack Damien.
Yay.
As Damien has been his main source and target the entire time, despite the damage coming from the others, you have still dealt the most to it. That is a 21 to hit.
I think he's hit.
That does... 8 points of bludgeoning and only 1 point of acid. As it engulfs you, go ahead and roll me a concentration check for Shield of Faith. That is a Constitution saving throw versus DC 10.
I believe in you. I should never have believed in you.
Actually,
it was close.
It was close, yeah, because you don't have proficiency. If you did, that would have had it. Okay. No, but your concentration on Shield of Faith fails, so your AC goes back to normal. However, the ooze is currently wrapped around Damien. Okay.
Oh, great.
Cat, it is your turn. Damien, you will be up afterwards.
Of course, it's enveloped him, so I can't attack the slime without hitting Damien.
Indeed.
Hang on, was that light? Can I clearly see it's enveloped him, or it's not just behind?
It's clearly wrapping around
right,
him, yeah.
okay. You know what? I'm gonna have to attack it, aren't I? Here.
You do what you want to do here.
Alright, I'm gonna homing blade it, but I'm gonna try and not aim at Damien. I know that's not gonna counter much, but yeah.
Okay.
I'll just get my counter sheet up again.
Go ahead and roll me a d20.
God, well, magic don't proc, please. Oh, thank God.
Okay.
Right, no. We're good. So that is 5 points of piercing.
5. Okay. Okay. 5 points of piercing. Isn't it force?
It says piercing.
Oh, okay.
You've got
Never mind
homing blade is 1d4 plus 1 piercing damage per projectile.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Okay. Okay then. So you did how much damage again, sorry?
5.
5. Okay. So it takes 3. Damien, you take 2 points of damage. Damien?
Yep.
Yep, good. Okay. Damien, it is your turn.
I want to try and push it off with my shield.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a strength check to break free of its grapple. Okay.
No.
Yep. Easy enough versus the escape DC. You tear this thing off. You kind of using your shield to just wedge it off. You can hear the sound of it tearing and just as the main body of it is pushed off of you with what little residue kind of clinging behind you on the stonework below, but the majority of it is pushed off. Okay. That is your action.
Yep. Can I move around?
You can, yep.
I want to, if I can, move there, I think. Just behind
Okay.
Vinny.
So this will be 15, 20 feet of movement. It will get an attack of opportunity against you.
Yep.
You risking it?
Yep.
Nope. That is a 7 to hit.
Good.
Okay. Taking the risk, you step away and around past Vinny, kind of clambering over what roots you can as you otherwise screech to the other side, seeing the dead skeletons.
Oh, this looks fun. Some nice combat been going on behind me.
That is its reaction used up. Lloyd! Are you holding the dodge action or are you moving forward? You saw the green thing get smaller. And now and you saw some weird shenaniganry going on as well. You can't see it clearly. If you want to see it, you have to move adjacent to it. So any sight-based stuff you need to use, any sight-based spells that you want to use, you need to be adjacent to. You move closer and still dodge. Okay. So moving back 15 feet and taking the dodge action. Okay. Rat Swarm is now out of the combat. Romulus, it is your go.
Oh, I'm so old and tired. Damien's out of the slime.
Yep.
So there's nothing in the slime currently other than more slime.
Correct.
Okay. There's about to be a lot less slime.
Make me an attack roll.
I'm going to rage with a bonus action.
Okay.
Because I haven't raged yet, and I'm very scared about my dwindling hit points. Sorry, I'm just marking that off there. Which means I have a +2 on the what do you call it? The thing +2 to my damage rolls.
Yep.
And I'm going to be recklessing this so that I get the +2 from flanking and the advantage, just to really make sure I hit this fucker as good as possible.
Rolls 2 natural ones.
God, don't fucking joke, Chris. I'll do it. I'll goddamn do it. Natural 20.
Natural
Fuck you.
20.
And
Go
I have
ahead
to. I'll just grab a couple.
Just grab 2 more. Yeah.
Yep.
I think this thing's dead unless you roll minimum damage.
Yeah, it looks close,
No,
but 10 there, +4, +2, 16 points of damage.
16 points of damage. With kind of this immediate emergent rage, you watch as Romulus steps up and outwards, and for the one time, very intimidatingly, just takes a single, like, heavy footfall forward as the maul swings over and down. Boof! It splatters across the wall and the floor as it is turned into a mess on the floor. Combat is seemingly over.
I love that right there.
Yep.
Seemingly. It's a powerful word.
Yeah.
You
I mean, we
currently
still
can't
don't know what's
see-
up this way.
I know.
You currently can't see that far.
No,
The
because
dancing lights are holding in this place, and you have no immediate light source outside of the dancing lights, which seem to be hovering in the area.
I'm just
Well-
gonna sit down and start reading.
Can I
What's
inspect
on
his
the
body?
paper?
Like, what's left inside it?
And
Oh,
I will be
looking-
picking up some slime.
Okay, we will go through this one at a time. Starting off, what languages do you read? Or
I know common thieves can't.
You see the script, and you have no idea what it says.
Vinny! Vinny!
Okay, you otherwise go and find Vinny while Simon responds. Romulus, you otherwise kind of...
Was I muted for that? Sorry, go on.
That's fine. Romulus, as you otherwise kneel down to scoop up some of the slime,
I'm not touching it with my bare hands.
No, you otherwise kind of scoop a bit of the vial. Which bit of the slime are you going for? Are you going for the one in the skeleton or the one in front of you?
I'm going for the one in front of me currently.
Okay, kind of going down, scooping up some. You scoop up a second vial of the stuff, stopper it, and kind of swirl it. It seems to be becoming runnier as it remains within there, but you've got samples still. And you socket that on your belt.
Kate just walks through the slime.
Squidge, squelch. You're kind of standing between Romulus's leg, going behind Romulus. You kind of hold up the soggy note to Vinny. Kat, you were looking at what was inside this thing still?
Yeah, I was going to try and take a sample because I know the slime was focused in the head.
Okay. You kneel down, otherwise begin to scoop up a portion of it into a vial as well, stoppering it. Okay.
It's disgusting.
I'm gonna light a torch.
Pulling a torch out of your pack, you kind of hold it to one side, using your flint and tinder. You otherwise snap a fire onto it as it otherwise lights up the area. You can now properly see. Lloyd, you begin to re-enter the fray, wandering back up now that you can clearly see everybody, and now there is a more permanent light source in play.
Can I pick up the torch and see if I can work something with this?
You lift up the torch. You can see that the wood is a little bit molded on the edge, maybe kind of damp's gotten to it. And you can see that the head of it is also damp, and it was previously used. Its fuel source has otherwise run out, but there are plenty of dead rats around here to tie up and burn if you wish.
I'm not a flipping psychopath. I'm gonna use one of the bandages and try and improvise something.
Okay. Marking off one of your bandages, you begin to wrap it around. Okay. Vinny, you are handed a piece of paper. What languages do you speak? Or know, I should say.
Common and Infernal.
You cannot read it. I will
Does it look like
say...
it's legible? You did mention it was damp.
Yeah, looking at it, even though it looks damp, it looks more like it's just damp around the edges. It was mainly crinkled up, and whatever moisture was on it seems to have been pulled off by whatever may have killed this thing. It's mostly legible, little bit of blurring, but otherwise it's okay.
I mean, I can read it. If you want to give me a little bit of time, I can read it.
Oh yeah, sure. In the meantime, actually out of interest, what languages do people speak here? Or read, more to the point.
What is reading?
I mean, when you get right down to it, what is language?
Just common.
No, I speak. I speak common. Parlez-vous français? And sprechen Sie Deutsch, which of course refers to common, Sylvan, and Dwarven.
Ah.
With the piece of paper, are you passing it around, or are you just asking languages in general?
I'm taking it to random people to read.
Yeah, I'm asking, but I'm assuming.
Who'd you take it to next?
The man with many eyes.
Okay.
All the better to read with.
Okay, Common, Celestial, and Dwarven. You look at the piece of paper, you... Go ahead and roll me an intelligence check.
It's a type of
he's
dwarven.
not in tabletop. Right.
No, he's not.
Let me roll. 13. What's your intelligence? So you can't talk at the moment. That's a +2, so 15. You do not recognize the language. You do recognize the symbol on it, however. And I'd say, Vinny, you note it as well, but you miss it when you kind of look at the... when you looked at the writing. As you otherwise begin to look over the script, kind of a little bit more closely analysing it, Lloyd, you note the symbol. There is a symbol in the bottom right corner of the piece of paper, mostly crumpled and a little bit damp, but you can make out most of it, of what looks to be a leaf cut in half, with the top portion of it missing. You know this to be one of the drug gangs, which you knew back in your previous origin. Do you remember their names, or do you need me to remind you?
Oh my god, Lloyd was a narc.
That's why the eyes are red.
You don't have them? Okay. They were known as the Leaf Cutters, if you remember correctly. They were the elven gang who particularly hated you because of what you did.
Dun dun.
Wait, Backstories? This is new to me.
Well, if he's not here to answer, I have to assume that he doesn't know anything, so... Yeah.
Alright, on to the next person. I'm
But I will
ignoring the
say-
big man's and this man's and going to Cat next, because
Oh,
I
I'm
don't think
being
these
ignored.
two know.
Wonderful.
I don't think they would know.
Yeah. Lloyd
also
speaks out that
Cat
he
offered.
Lloyd speaks out, I've seen this symbol. They were a gang in prison back in Monolith.
Oh,
Oh, let me see that
Okay.
again. 1 second.
Huh?
You take a
What?
look at it, you recognize it very clearly with a encounter you and
Mhm.
Kay both had back in Flip. Now I gotta remember and I don't have a map on here. Hold up.
Let's see if I
Well,
can.
regardless, I'm going to hold it. I'm going to take out the brooch we found.
I don't remember where it was.
It was in.
Oh, in the town that was being built. Right.
Yeah, the town that was still being built.
That was still being built at that time, yeah. Okay. And what did you say there, Vinny?
Yes, I'm going to take out the brooch that we found.
Okay. It matches it identically.
So it's supposed to be that way.
Seems so.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Who'd you
From what I could
pass
tell, it
the...
looked like it had been cut in half.
Cat.
You go over to Cat. Okay. What languages do you speak, Cat?
Common and Celestial, but if you give me an hour, I can cast Comprehend Language.
I don't think we have an hour.
No, but
We
we don't
might.
necessarily need to read it now.
It's 10 minutes extra. If Comprehend Languages is an action, then it takes 10 minutes, not an hour.
Why have I got an hour here?
Okay, 10 minutes. We got 10 minutes. Unless
I
these
don't think
other two
Comprehend
might
Languages
be able
takes
to
a
read it.
full-
Well, I
think
don't know,
it's an
you-
action to cast Comprehend
Yeah, it
Languages.
does
We
say
haven't
an action.
answered,
I don't know why I wrote down an hour. Yeah, no.
No, it's
fair.
10 minutes.
Okay, I can. If you give me 10 minutes, I can read it.
we
Well,
haven't-
let's see if everybody can't read it first. I didn't go to you two because she offered. And
Okay.
Are you,
no
you're asking
offense,
him?
Who's next?
Damien, because he's
Okay,
next on the trip back.
What languages do you read?
Common, Dwarvish, Draconic.
You look at it, you don't recognize it.
Alright. Big man. Surfboard.
Romulus.
Wait, what?
What languages was it for you again?
Common, Sylvan, and Dwarven.
Sylvan shares a language script with this. You may make an intelligence check with a low DC in an attempt to decipher it, what it says based
Oh.
on natural knowledge.
I'm
Oh, Romulus, the smart boy.
Intelligence check. How low is that DC?
We'll find out.
Is it a 5 or lower? Because I got a 6.
You can make out parts of it. You can see that it's written in Elvish. You're not fluent in Elvish, but you know Sylvan. Sylvan
right.
being a language you're a bit more native and understanding to. The script is similar, but not the same. It seems to read something along the lines about deliveries, something in the south, and one word which sticks out a bit more abruptly is Zaka's Crossing.
Okay, so they
You
arrive
also
at
see
delivering.
a few swears and expletives in there.
Noting those down for later. All right.
Alright.
It looks like there were deliveries. What was the other word?
Deliveries going south to Zaka's Crossing.
It looks like deliveries going south to Zaka's Crossing, or something to that effect. I must admit my Sylvan / Elvish script is not 100% perfect. It's been a while, so we may need to have an expert read over this. But
Alright, Cat.
Cat,
You got 10 minutes.
Cat,
Well,
do you read Elvish?
I read most given enough time.
All right. Do you want to try and read this? Let me come over. Well, since it looks like Kay is on me, I'm just gonna bring Kay over as well, I guess.
I am stealing my note back and I am taking it over there.
Okay.
Oh,
You can't
all right.
stop me.
In that case, I stay there and you do that. I don't care.
You take the note over to Kat. You hand it to her.
Just to let you know, this is going to be magical. I am going to
What
start.
kind of magical?
I'm going to start ritual casting comprehend language.
Okay.
What kind of magical?
Oh.
No.
What is comprehend language? Hang on, give me a second, I'll tell you.
Divination?
Comprehend language is divination, yes.
I'm okay with it.
You
I know what that
otherwise- Notably, okay,
Hmm?
you see the sparkles, you feel no effect.
Huh?
As you watch as she places her tome on the ground and begins to flip to the correct page, and you watch as she begins to slowly draw on the ground with kind of these symbols, which then begin to extend outwards into these almost large networks, which then sink in almost as if expanding and then shrinking in size. Before taking the full 10 minutes, is there anything the party would like to do in the meantime?
I was thinking of checking to see what's over here. Stealthily, of course.
Don't start an
Okay.
encounter.
Stealthily.
No,
Stealthily?
I'm going
Okay.
stealthily and no light.
Okay. Notably, with the light, there is actually something which I forgot to mention because of people's passive investigations. Cat, you notice this the moment the torch is lit. This lantern has been pulled off the wall and smashed. If there was a crystal inside, it has been broken. You note, Kay, as you go past, another one here and another one here. As you move up this way, Kay, go ahead and roll me a stealth check, please.
Stealth. 13? No,
13.
yes, 13.
You move up quietly, kind of sneaking around the corner, peering around the edge. There is no light, notably, as this was not your entrance, but you do see a single manhole cover with ever so slight beams of light that kind of cross across each other, illuminating a ladder.
Huh. Okay.
You are at one of the entrances.
I'm gonna go investigate.
Okay. Climbing
I'm
up the
just
ladder,
gonna-
you mean, or?
Yeah, I'm just gonna climb up the ladder just enough to where I can be able to see out there, see if I can tell, like, where this might be, if it's a burnt building or if it's...
Make me a perception check with disadvantage, given the very pinholed vision you'd have here.
There's a chance!
There's a chance.
Ooh,
There's a
aha!
chance. You look around, and as you kind of do, you look up and through the sides of the storm drain, and you do in fact see light trails of smoke. You are here, seemingly looking out this way. Notably, however, with that perception check,
Yes?
as you get up close, you kind of press yourself up against as best you can, and you hear a like, the manhole cover is loose.
Oh.
I want it noted that every time we come across these manhole covers now, I'm gonna check them.
Even in other cities, every single one.
All
Just
of them.
removes
Yes.
the lid, looks down.
I am checking all of them in every city we go to now. This could be useful.
You otherwise kind of see that it's loose. You're not entirely sure how loose, but it seemed to move when you kind of pressed your shoulders against it.
And I am weak. Well, gotta be pretty loose. Alright, well. I know where we are now, so I'm going back down to the rest of the party while waiting.
You slide down the ladder and go back round. Anything else anybody would like to do during the 10-minute time?
I just take my gauntlets off, flex my fingers again.
I'd like to make it a 30-minute time so I can become a strong man again.
Oh man, I'm on
Can
3
I
HP.
tell them yet, by the way?
Yeah.
What?
Okay, no, it's fine. Got it.
Okay, well, there's not.
Confused?
It's not really my area of expertise, but I'm going to ask the rest of the party. Do any of you know of a way to figure out how long these bodies have been here? I know they've been picked clean and it's just bones, so...
I can try. I've seen dead things.
I've definitely seen dead things. I could investigate.
Death is something that Kay knows.
This is
It's one of the
true.
few things he knows.
Oh, did you find anything up there, by the way, Kay?
Oh, I know where we are.
Excellent. How?
I
Where?
can see outside. Right there. Manhole. And we are at near the one that I was trying to head to. This is the manhole I was trying to head to when we first started walking down here. It's near the brewery. Yeah, brewery. That thingy.
We've reached
Okay,
the
well, we know
direction
where
we
we
wanted to
are
go in.
then.
Okay, that's good. That's what we were aiming for.
Where would that make these other paths pointing them?
I don't know where that one goes. Pointing to this one here. Pretty sure this one had. Wait, in which way did you say that I was looking when I was looking outside of it?
You were looking to the side. You were trying to get as best view as you could. I'd say,
Yeah.
given your high perception plus you're nowhere of where you are, the orientation of this is identical to the actual street map.
Okay, so
you came from this direction. You headed
So-
up this way, and there's
okay,
one that
so
goes down.
down-
There's one that goes this way, and one that goes this way.
okay, so this building was the brewery, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I take back what I said. This one is the brewery. I don't know where that one goes. And that one heads to the next section that it connects to, I believe. No, wait, no.
Yeah.
I don't
which
know
would
where
be
that
up,
one...
which would be up this way somewhere. So it connects to
Yeah.
a T junction and then joins one of the others.
It goes to another connections.
Notably, the
Theory, this one
water
leads
as
out
well.
of city then.
The water?
Yeah.
The water is going this way.
Towards the brewery.
Yeah,
Water
the same
distillery.
direction that you can just about tell from the
Oh
actual.
my god.
Um,
They're in the ale!
that was very loud, but okay.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
All the rats in the sewer system have just perked up their ears like, wait, what?
But they're in the ale. Did someone say sail? Alright. Damien.
Cheese?
Damien, you wanted to inspect the corpses to see how long they'd been there, did you say?
Yeah, I can give that a shot.
Go ahead and make me a medicine check then, please.
Oh. Just straight medicine check.
Straight medicine, yeah.
Oh, I don't think that's going to do anything.
Your understanding of elven anatomy and anything else you assume would be the same, but given the corpse has been picked clean, there's no flesh, there's nothing to work on in terms of decay. The bones are dusty for the most part, except for the one that's crawled out of the water. It's hard to tell.
In answer to your question, Vinny, it's been dead a while.
I know death.
Okay.
How...
Make a medicine check.
Yes, I am
ahead.
Dr. K.
Go ahead.
That's why you got a plague mask.
Dr. K on the case. Dr. K knows nothing. Again.
These are bones. They're supposed to be on the inside of the body. That's what they did wrong.
Something's missing. I can't tell something's missing.
Me.
Beautiful. Okay.
The gooey
So-
thing is gone.
So, did you want to take a short rest?
I think
in this
so.
instance.
I think. I think I'd agree.
I mean,
Yeah.
up to them. I have nothing I can benefit from short rest, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm happy to take one though.
Okay. So
Having a
for
sewer is not ideal, but what can you do?
Oh, we might not have to. Come, big man, come, big man, come, big man, come.
you muted, Romulus.
Oh, I didn't realize I was muted. Okay.
That's fine.
Hello.
Big man. Go up there, push, go, push.
All right. I go and push.
You push the manhole cover. It just easily slides off the top, and you can now see the street as the light beams down towards you. Notably, neither you nor Cat can fit through this.
Wonderful.
Oh,
Good luck.
Look forward
we
to
go.
climbing the ladders.
Okay, okay, when you say can't fit through this,
This is a stone-rimmed metal entranceway, fit for a medium-sized human. You are a very big and bulky Minotaur, and if you wanted to break both of your shoulders and arms to get through, you can. Cat, if you wanted to saw off half of your centaur body and get through, you can. But that
Okay.
would be very impractical.
okay, now hear me out here. What
Cat
if?
could just go through the long way.
What if I put one arm through, then go for the you know the awkward shuffle you can do where you can fit your body through a place it doesn't look like it's possible to do.
And potentially dislocate your arm and...
Look, it's better
do
one arm than
damage to
two.
yourself. I mean, true, you've then still got to worry about the fact that Cat can't go through
Yeah, but she can do it the long way.
by herself.
It's like a... yeah,
Alright,
she can do it.
Rats.
All right. So there's a way out there. Unfortunately, myself and Cat cannot get through it.
Aren't
Okay,
all
it's
the
just
ways out
standing in
supposed to be sealed?
No, I am using my
You'd
tail
think.
while nobody's here, swinging on the bottom one.
Maybe that's what
Well,
some of the
I
drug
would like to
trafficking's
get
for.
out of here soon, because I feel like perhaps we weren't fully aware of what we were getting into. So, if we were to take this opportunity to leave and re-prepare and then come back, that might be appropriate.
So
For example,
turn around and go the way that we came.
well, I don't want, if any of you are feeling particularly fragile, I don't want to make you go all the way back. However, that does seem like a very good option for me and Cat.
We did clear most of that way out. I don't know how quickly the slimes would be moving. Rats don't normally repopulate in a matter of hours.
They're not
Mm.
rabbits.
No, but there were the couple of nests that we went past that we didn't disturb.
Okay, I'd say, what if we just rush it? What if we run back through there, come back, then tomorrow we come back, maybe see if it's possible to smack open that manhole cover, but, property damage and vandalism.
I'm sure it's fine. Let's just blow another manhole cover up.
Before we do that, do you mind if I take a look at it?
Go right ahead.
Okay.
Shuffle
Let's
past.
move over.
You climb the ladder, which Kay is currently swinging on.
I'm gonna try and just climb out and bring the manhole cover with me, so I can take a look at it in the
Okay.
daylight.
Climbing up and outwards, you can see for certain that you are right next to where the distillery and the house were destroyed, and you can see that the hospice isn't far from here. You can see the kind of the plague night outlines here of where they're currently busy serving food at this time of day. As you kind of climb out the side of the manhole cover,
Kay's gonna
no one seems to be
follow.
around. No one seems to be around at this time.
Reasonable. Is there any sign on the manhole cover that it was previously sealed?
There is. You can clearly see that it was sealed or welded shut of some form. I'd say go ahead and make me an investigation check just to see if there's any specific details on how it may have been reopened.
because my investigation is not negative. Yeah, +1, so 17.
17. You get a look over it, and as you otherwise kind of hold it to the light, you can see that the metal seems to have been weakened either by extreme heat or some form of acidic or chemical compound before it has been broken by what looks to be either some form of sharp implement, potentially a chisel or something similar, that has snapped through a portion of this. You can also see, I'll say with that investigation roll, what looks to be wear and tear on one particular side of one of the manhole. Not the manhole cover itself, but the manhole ring that sits in the ground. A bit of wear and tear, and looking at it, it is about maybe an inch or two across, and you can see that it has been slowly worn down from something repeatedly grazing against it. I'm not entirely sure what.
When you say wear, are we talking like scrapes and scratches?
Smooth. Smooth wear, like something's been almost... Best way to describe it would be like if you were to walk the same path every day and you carried something on your back, and every single time it were to catch on something, that kind of wear. Every time it clips a corner, it takes off a small nick, or it otherwise smooths it every single time.
You said this is a couple of inches wide.
About an inch or so wide, yeah.
Okay. Is that larger than the grates? Because it was
grate size wise, the grates are, so let me draw this real quick for you. That should be free draw, line, square, circle. Hey, look at me remembering how it works. So you got the manhole cover, and then I'd say the wear and tear is about here, about an inch wide. You've got the handles themselves that are on this, that would be on this portion of it, and you have the gullies which allow the water to flow in on either side, which are about half an inch wide, and that allows the water to flow in and under the manhole cover, then going down into the sewers, or the storm siphon, sorry. So something has worn against this when someone has tried to climb the ladder, which is on this side.
Okay. Given that it's been worn away over a huge amount of time, I assume I can't get very much about what kind of thing it would be.
Not specifically. The only thing that you do gauge is that it is into the hard stone, and it seems to stop when it hits the metal. But it does still then continue with the stone. Resident geologist here, who we have with us, should understand that that means that whatever is doing this seems to be harder than stone, but not as hard as metal. Most likely.
Okay.
Those of you back down in these sewers, what are you doing here at this point?
I'm still waiting to read the letter.
Okay. I'll say that you probably got maybe half a minute to go. Are you taking a short rest here, Romulus, or are you just still discussing whether you're going to leave and come back? So
I'm just listening. I'm just listening if they're gonna leave or not. That'll make up my mind on what I'm gonna do.
Okay. I'll say you're loitering then.
You can't leave this way. We're not in good shape. Oh, some of us aren't in good shape. I'm okay, but I wouldn't want to take too much further combat.
Okay.
Fine. Sorry, my brain's turning to mush a bit, guys.
So we'll be ending soon. Just good to know whether you guys want to take a short rest or whether you guys are planning on going back.
How much health have you got, Cat?
3.
Think we need the short rest.
I mean, I'm doing a ritual cast, so we need like an additional 10 minutes for me to have a short rest. Though I have just read your letter.
The problem with that We have somebody that's on low health who can't do anything with a short rest.
Who?
Lloyd.
Lloyd.
Didn't he just use his second?
He did, but he hasn't taken any damage that fight.
Yeah, he's fine. 'Cause
He had
just
no
hid,
health.
he hid in the darkness.
Did he? Hold on, I'm confused. Did he roll his dice for
Yeah, he
his
rolled a
hit
hit
die?
die.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, I thought the omen took the hit die.
No. That's only Omen of Agony. That's a specific.
Oh, okay.
No.
I'm
He
just
used-
confused.
Yeah, no, that's fine. He used his hit die earlier to heal up, and he rolled the 5 plus con. I think that was when you had to disappear for a short bit.
Yeah, probably. But I gotta disappear now as well, so I'm just gonna sit there.
Short rest it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
So
sounds
take
good to
short
me.
rest. I'll say, Cat. At this point, you've deciphered the letter.
If you wanna listen, the letter reads as followed. We've got 2 deliveries to be sent off to the South Caravan heading to Saker's Crossing. Make sure that shipments are delivered on time. I can't afford another fuck up this time. I don't really know what that means, but I'm assuming that's not good.
That's a word you should only call your enemies.
What fuck ups?
Yes.
So rats are fuck ups.
Oh no!
Generally, failing enemies. So, for example, when that rat tried to attack you and you smashed it, that rat committed a fuck up, or it
Oh, no.
fucked up.
Are you always this good at guardianship, Romulus?
It's important to explain language.
So a
How
failed
the
enemy
children
is
learn.
fucked up.
Yes. Or they have fucked up.
Damien is currently
Oh,
experiencing.
it's an impolite word, Cat.
Oh, it's one of them adult words.
Yes.
I don't want to
Damien
know then.
taking mental note of how not to potentially bring up any future children.
Okay. So
Damien, okay, I see what you're writing there. It's very important to talk with children as people, not as children.
So yes, there's deliveries going to Zaker's Crossing. This person obviously was taking. I don't know what they were delivering, but yeah. And then bad adult word not to do.
Yes. So proud of you, Cat.
Thanks.
Now, can I have a lie down? My back hurts.
You're
Also my everything.
But I've told you. I can't tell you how many times. Rats are dangerous.
Rats are indeed dangerous. Speaking of, I'll be turning any of the other ones I can find into yet more handkerchiefs over the end of the.
If you're taking a short rest, you won't be able to do that.
Okay, that's fine then.
Okay.
Then I
So,
shall.
for those of you who wish to take a short rest, you may go ahead and do so.
Wonderful. I have.
How does that sound with me casting ritual cast spell?
It just means that you spend a little bit longer doing it.
Okay.
So what is
I'll
my hit
type
dice
fast
is a
as
D12
What's it,
with a
Yeah, just
plus 3.
D6 plus
So
1.
theoretically, I could heal myself up with a single one of them.
And I rolled a 1.
uh,
Of course I did. Whatever.
I'm gonna
You get
roll
back
mine.
2 hit points.
Wonderful.
Do you not have a? You have a plus 1
7
modifier?
plus 3.
I do. Yeah, I do. I've healed up for 2. I'm now on 5 HP.
All right, I am back to what I was at before. 2 hit points down. Everything's fine.
It's plus my constitution in that.
Mm-hmm.
And Chris, I can get rid of the other thing.
Yes, you can get rid of your 2 failed death saving throws from that natural 1.
Yay!
Whoa.
Use my other as well.
And
Yeah.
I've got.
Also,
regained-
notably, you get back your rages because they restore on a short rest.
They apparently do not.
Since when?
If you've raged the maximum number of times to your barbarian level, you must finish a long rest before you can rage again. Oh! What if you've raged the maximum time? Maybe if you don't do the maximum, you can... I'm not sure. I'm leaning towards it's probably maximum time. I like it. Probably I am stuck until I do a long rest. But I still have 1 rage left.
Huh, it is a long rest. I
Yeah.
always thought it was a short rest.
I know.
Yeah.
Fucking weird, isn't it?
Also a long rest, so
I just
2 more for
got
have to-
9 healing.
I'm
To let you know.
Hmm?
I got 9 healing, just to let you know.
Okay, cool. I am okay. After the session, I'm going to have a quick look through Tasha's because that gets a bunch of things changed, and I'm pretty sure there might be something in there that allows your rages to come back on a short rest. Because I thought it was a short rest, not a long rest. That's how I played it for the entirety of the Curse of Strahd campaign. Sorry, Fraser, if you're watching, I was wrong.
Oh
My
no!
bad.
My bad.
My bad. Is he watching? No, he's not. Okay, good. So,
Just
Kay,
delete that
are you
part
here
from
at the
the
moment?
edit.
No, I can't delete it. I can't delete specific things. Okay, so he's currently just sat there. So, you finished the short rest. What are you doing? Or is there anything anyone would like to do?
What's the plan? Are we heading back? Are we progressing? Like,
Well, we have learned something quite useful from this. Yeah, that manhole cover has been reopened.
Are you putting the manhole cover back, by the way?
Yes, I will have put it back in position as I climbed back down.
Okay, so you and Kay are back then.
The lights will be around, so everyone has dim light.
Yeah, and Damien's currently carrying a torch.
Just casually there.
so
From-
what might be an idea is when we go back up, is go around and see if there are any other manhole covers that have been
Loosened?
loosened, because that might give us the path that they're taking. Because if this is potentially the path for the smuggling that's going on for these deliveries,
Mm,
and also the path going west from us goes outside the town city. If we're where you say we are. So there might be something outside too.
We should probably let people know that this has been unsealed as well. They may be able to do something with that information.
And we can let them know that the slimes are down here. And inhabiting bodies. Isn't that nice?
We've had a whale of a time down here.
Speak for yourself. I've hated every minute
Whale
of
of
it.
a time.
I mean, if we were to tell the Plague Knights about this place, they'd come down and, well, set fire to fucking everything.
Is that really a bad thing? Well, I guess the rats would die. That's ideas. Maybe not. Maybe the rats had run away. They had no fire.
The issue is them destroying any evidence.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why they're jumpy, but if all they do is lash out at symptoms, then we're not going to have much luck finding anything to sort this whole situation out.
When you went up there,
Damien.
did you see what time it was?
I don't know, did I, Chris?
You know that when you came down here, it was about just past midday, about 1 o'clock ish, maybe 1:30. Since you went up, people are having like kind of like food, seemingly going and getting it from the from outside the hospice. You know that they were delayed because of the early events that took place in the early portion of the day. Assuming that it's about an hour setback, maybe 2 hours. It's maybe 2:30, 3:30 at latest. Damien, go ahead and roll me an intelligence check, please.
Oh. Okay.
I believe you're the one who knew this beforehand.
No, I don't think I did.
You have inspiration if you wish to use it.
Yeah, I think I might. This sounds important. I think we'll use inspiration. You roll another 1, I'm gonna kill you, dice.
That's not one.
Bear with me.
No one.
Uh,
You, with that roll, you remember it being previously mentioned and thinking about it with the Plague Knights burning buildings. That was on the premise that there was an infestation in there. You know not how serious that is, but if this entire place under here is discovered to be infested, they've been known to burn cities before. People inside of them too.
If they discovered this, we might not have a town left at all.
What do you mean by that?
Plague Knights take a rather draconian measures when they discovered that there's a rather large infestation.
Right.
Town. They quite like fire.
So, bigger scale to the house burnings, they would just burn the entire town.
Yeah, pretty much. So, I mean,
They're stretched to their limits as they are.
we could, maybe sort of tell a little bit about what we know down here, that we found some information, but maybe we don't tell them that there's a load of slimes down here and we deal with that.
Maybe we get back to the hospice. We tell them about the connection to the drug runners here. It's possible that maybe
They're pre-investigating potentially something?
well, drugs are,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, drugs are just chemicals. You mix chemicals in with diseases, you get interesting effects. Especially with these slime things. If there was some disease and then there was some other chemicals getting mixed in with it, that could cause it to develop. Maybe that's why this plague is not getting fixed.
Infernal, are you able to talk at the moment? No. Okay. In this instance, you watch as a moment passes where, with passive perception, Kay, you're the only one to notice this, kind of taking note of the conversation, kind of sat on the small balcony to the edge and kind of looking over what's going on. You see, while everybody is discussing and talking in their small circle, you watch as each of his eyes goes a sickly shade of green, as he kneels down and places his hand on the surface of the skeleton in front of him. And you watch as, growing from inside the eye sockets, small roots begin to grow up and out of the inside of the skull and through the hole. And you watch as the skull begins to turn this kind of brown color and dissolves before the eyes dissipate and go back to their typical red. You watch as he looks at his hand and just stands back up, almost confused.
Hey. What was that?
Huh? What
What are you
was
doing?
what?
What you did with the skull? I saw you. What do?
I didn't. It's not a skull anymore. Gestures to the earth that's currently covering it. It's a soft earth, it looks like.
Did you do to it? Why roots come out? To make plant?
He looks at you vaguely, almost confused or forgetting.
Hmm.
You watch as he otherwise holds his staff in place. You watch as his eyes kind of glance, and you watch as around the tip of the staff which he holds, you watch as a root begins to otherwise wind itself around the scythe-like blade on the end of it. There's the small blades. They're not like large scythes. We're talking maybe half a foot in width or length rather. More hooks.
Lloyd, are you okay?
Lloyd looks at all of you blankly for a moment as he kind of staggers slightly from one side to the other as he lifts his left hand to his temple, swaying from one side to the next.
Are you alright? We need to get him out of here.
That might do him some good. Sorry, go on.
You watch as he almost crumples down to his knees and kind of holds his hand to his head, almost shaking it to one side, before you hear him mutter under his breath, "Let the rotten spring forth anew." You watch as one of his rosary beads turns a deep green. And as he does, he otherwise swings his hand to one side. And that is where we're going to end the session tonight.
Oh no, gotta kill Lloyd.
As some interesting developments and some surprise encounters with some interesting named gelatins, a corpse slime, and some more rats, everyone's favorite, of course, at this point. As everyone fights for an inch within their life for some, and a relaxing, devouring spree for others. They gather themselves and plot their plans before something steps up to the playing field, it would seem. As Lloyd catches himself. To what end? They do not know. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll be back next week for more of this to unravel. Good night.